Stop sharing my screen. Oops. Guys, what's going on? What is going on? Good to see you guys, man. There we are. Guys, we have a special guest today. Guys, we have Mr. Jeff St. James. You guys have seen him. You guys see Keyshawn. He says the Redpill space just got a whole lot bigger because Jeff St. James is in the building. Let's go, man. I told you guys that he blessed us with his presence, and here he is, man.
That's right. The Kevin Samuels references are hilarious, man.
Let's go. 2000s guy. What's up, dude? Keyshawn, Summer Thursday is going good, man. You know, had the 9 to 5 bothering me a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I did a video on that girl that actually deleted her McDonald's manager, guys. I actually dropped that earlier today. Yeah. She was a single mom of 6, and her little coworker said, and the craziest part about it is there was people in the comments and on TikTok saying, well, her boss must have been a bully and maybe she deserved it. Are you serious? No one deserves to have someone clock out, go home, get a kitchen knife, you know what I'm saying? And then delete them. Come on, man. Kelvin, what's up, dude? Good to see you. He says hi. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, my friend.
Welcome.
Scott, how's it going? Lenny's here. Tim Hicks, what's going on? Hey guys, all you guys, before Jeff leaves, guys, I want you. Okay, put a 1 if you want to introduce Jeff to a Bianca before he leaves. Put a 1, guys, if you want. if you want to show Jeff the body cam footage of the channel mascot. Jeff, there's this body cam footage of this chick, and she's pulled over on the side of the road, and she's just a complete she's all over the place, right? And she's my channel mascot because she's just all over the place. This is where I get the sound bite.
And I'm just trying to tell you that I have mental health issues. I'm extremely distraught.
Oh, God.
I feel like my whole life is ending.
Right.
DTM, what's up, dude? TJ is here. What's going on? Laughing, man. Good to see you, my friend. It is good to see you as usual. Good to see you, man. There it is. King Raymond, what's up, dude? Red Doors here. Arch Knight is here. Captain Paul's guys. We have the whole Breakfast Club. Everyone's putting ones, man. So let me know how much time you have, Jeff. I know that you're a busy man. Well, we'll have to go.
I got a solid hour minimum.
Okay,
for you and your audience for sure.
No problem. So, guys, what we're gonna do is we are gonna break some news real fast. Let's do that. Let's go. That never gets old. You
call it
the 3 News Network. Colin, what's up, dude? Let me see. All right, guys, let me share my screen real fast. Now, guys, we'll do the first maybe half hour, 45 minutes with just Jeff and myself. Maybe 50 minutes, and then I'll open up the lines to people in the Discord only. So, guys, anyone who wants to call in, guys, you have to join the Discord. Guys, for the first 50 minutes, I'll probably only answer questions that are super chats. So, guys, super chat your questions. Let me go here. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. Now, guys, I don't think that we touched on this one yet. Guys, they're at it again. The teachers are at it again.
She told them Initially, there was nothing going on, but I'll tell you the shocking text messages police say they found on her alleged victim's phone and how police say a wallet brought this disturbing case to light. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart.
Look at that, guys. Guys, how many times have I reported on these teachers doing this to students, right?
Every month.
At least twice a week we see this, right? And guys, someone had once said, "Oh yeah, well it's only the old uggos." Like, no, guys, these are young.
A lot of them are fresh out of college.
Yep, married with kids, And Jeff, why do you think? Okay, here's my layman's theory, and then you can tell me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm off base. I think that we are in the most youth obsessed culture ever. Okay. So like when I was young, other than like Stevie Wonder and Michael Jackson, my dad and I didn't listen to the same music, right? Like I listened to like, Biggie Smalls and Wu-Tang and all that other stuff, but he was still listening to, Barry White and all that other stuff, right? Now you have 35-year-old, 45-year-olds listening to Taylor Swift, to Drake, all this other stuff, especially with women. You have 45-year-old women dressing, acting, walking, talking like 20-year-olds, like 18-year-olds. They're dressing the same. They have the bull ring in their nose. They have the dream catcher tattoo. You know what I mean? So I honestly think that when I was young, when I was in high school or middle school, my teachers were 23, 24. We had nothing in common. They had been married. They had like 2 or 3 kids by then. They were adulting. But now I think these girls will go to college. They'll maybe have a glow up, right? And then they'll work at a high school. And then here's football Chad, and they're trying to relive their high school fantasy. Yeah. What do you think?
You raised some interesting points about the obsession with youth, for sure. My perspective is actually related to what happens in modernity. Typically, historically, if you think about it, throughout most civilizations, large periods of time where men had to work, hunt, go out in the field, working, there wasn't a whole lot of opportunity, I think, where this type of dynamic would occur, where younger women were around younger boys that could be within 5 to 10 years of their age. This may actually be somewhat of a new concept. We're putting people approximately 35 to 40 plus hours together for long stretches of time. And the thing that typically was happening prior to Me Too with the workplace is now happening in schools, where you put people of the opposite sex around each other long enough, boundaries get crossed, they get closer. Maybe social media, forms of communication just starts to kind of skip formalities, and then before you know it, it can kind of lead in that direction. Now, the interesting thing is the way in which men tend to get demonized as predators and whatnot. It's so strange how this happens so often, but we almost never see this unless someone like you kind of covers it, and it happens a lot, a lot. But I think that's every much to do with you're taking women, and a lot of the women are actually in their 20s when this is happening, especially early 20s, like 1, 2, 3 years out of college a lot of times. And I could see a scenario where her messing with a 15, 16, 17-year-old boy who functionally has probably reached puberty. He may be taller than her. He may be stronger than her by that point. She may no longer be looking to him as just a regular student. She's looking at him as a peer who just happens to be her student.
But do you think that there's still that vulnerability there, that like power dynamic? Because I know, so I watched this sheriff guy. He was saying that he thinks that this has always been going on, or as an attorney, but with social media now, there's more documentation because these dunderheads will freaking use text message and Snapchat, whereas before they would either pass notes or just verbalize it. But now they're sending, pictures and all types of stuff. So there's actually more documentation, and then also because we're so used to the whole Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator style thing where they set of this thing, that doesn't work on women because women are usually victimizing someone that they're close to or that they know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's not like you can just have someone behind a computer luring these teachers into into a house somewhere. You know?
I view this epidemic happening with female teachers messing around and having sex with their students is very comparable to what happens in the Catholic Church.
Oh, whoa, look at that. Whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Look at that, guys.
Think about it. Hold on. Think about it for a second. That's the equivalent. You're taking very young, vulnerable, impressionable children who are getting an inordinate amount of attention from a figure who has power, of the power dynamic. And it's the adult who can functionally influence how this child believes, what they think. They see this, and they see this person maybe every week or even every day. And before you know it, they've conditioned this, manipulated this child to kind of feel like this is something that stays between us.
Oh,
and yeah, so for me, I actually view them as very comparable to like the Catholic priest scandals and then the female teachers and these ongoing things. I think that they're actually one and the same.
Okay. Sultan, what's up, dude? Captain Palsy's here. God of the Seas, what's up, man? Who am
name? God of the Seas.
missing? I think that's everyone. Steve M, what's up, dude? Steve, man, the curmudgeon of the channel. Good to see you, man. Good to see you as usual.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
She violated that position of power that I was just talking about, that one that carries so much trust of being a high school coach. Police say she had sex multiple times with one of her own players. This is her mugshot that was obtained by KTSP TV in Minnesota. I also have the criminal complaint that lays out the narrative that police have of how this coach allegedly had a sexual relationship with someone who was on her own roster. Police say they first learned of allegations against Coach Reinhardt on July 1st of this year. So this was very recent.
Yeah,
the man
this
was
just
only
happened.
identified as witness one.
I won't make a joke.
was
I won't make a
looking
joke about his playing time. I'll just leave it at that.
at his home while
No, he
he
was starting.
out of town the week prior. Now, it's unclear what his relationship is to Brooke Reinhardt. The criminal complaint says when witness one returned home, he found a wallet in his home. And that wallet belonged to one of Coach Reinhardt's players at Burnsville High School.
Oh, look at that. So the husband came home and found freaking Volleyball Chad's wallet. Look at that.
Insane.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine? WPA's
to be fair, he had one job to do, and he couldn't even do that.
Well, here's the thing, though: is wait, her husband?
No, the kid that was getting away with this.
Well, but you know what, though? A lot of times, these kids, these teachers, they don't think very far ahead because they send these pictures and all this stuff, and of course, the kid's gonna share it with his friends. Of course, there was one teacher who did this that I covered 2 weeks ago, and one of the other students was blackmailing her to get an A. It was like, I have this picture on my phone. If you don't give me an A, I'm gonna show everybody.
Every time.
Guys, we have another case here. Hold on, let's do this. You guys, thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys. Here we go. Here we have another one.
With a 14-year-old boy who was
14.
Hey guys, just know that I miss you very, very much. I know a bunch of you have reached out, just checking in on me.
That was Sarah Jackas, a middle school math teacher who's now accused of having sex with a 14-year-old boy in her classroom.
Middle school teacher. Look at that.
This is insane.
Yeah, isn't this insane?
I dig into the details of what Jackas is accused of doing to the boy and when, and how detectives say social media is involved.
You called it, Jeff. You called it.
What?
Guys, want to have another live on this topic. You know what I mean? Because this is absolutely insane.
You need to start a playlist of just these situations.
Yeah. I was doing them on. I have a couple of videos. But and then actually have my 3 in news videos that I do. Where's it? Oh, here we go.
Bank rob.
Look at this dick. I'm robbing banks, eh? Yeah. She robbed 8 banks. 8 banks, guys. Look at this.
3 suspect thwarted in Seattle. 8 banks, and thousands of dollars later, the woman at the heart of a months-long search never got rid of the evidence, and police found it in her apartment.
Oh, no.
Of course.
Why?
You were rich enough to disappear. Why would you go? Why would you break? Oh my God! 8 banks. How much did she leave with?
Not enough to risk her free freedom.
You stupid woman!
What are you doing? And guys, bank drawers don't actually have that much money in them. You know what I mean?
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
You probably had like 8 grand.
Yeah. Yep. All the bills from your drawer, from your top drawer. Remove all current currency straps. 30 seconds. Look at that.
Graphs of demand.
This is actually like the worst handwriting I've seen on a woman. You know what I mean? Really.
He also was just wearing glasses as if that was like the end all be all. Like, at least with COVID, we were wearing masks. You could have at least got a COVID mask with you. Come on.
Say cough, and not the disease. So don't say like the smandemic P word, and don't say the name. Just say cough because it triggers the algo. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Drafts of demand notes she handed to bank tellers along with a notebook detailing every one of the robberies.
Yeah, the most recent one, West Seattle Bank on Monday, just hours after or before she was arrested. Camera 7 Samantha Lobibao is digging into the paper trail that led to the arrest.
A literal paper trail. Guys, they're not joking. There was literally a paper trail. Come on.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
After a year of showing you pictures of this woman robbing banks across Seattle, police say this week she was identified as 24-year-old Lena Chang.
Very often we see people.
And it's an Asian woman too? Whoa.
I didn't know they committed crime. This is territory. Shout out to America.
That went left. Wait a minute.
She had to have been born here. There's just no way.
Like, I could see even if it was like a South Asian person, because that like Viet, Laotians, and Cambodians tend to be on the lower socioeconomic scale. If her last name is Chang, she has to be like Chinese or Taiwanese. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting.
You never know, man. Maybe she was just down bad.
Hey, that's true. That's true, guys. They wanted to be out here working and grinding just like us men. You know what I'm saying? And they were free to succeed and they're free to fail. And it looks like a lot of them are choosing to fail, right, guys?
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
People who sometimes mistakenly.
Casey McNerthney. Casey McNerthney.
It seems like somebody at birth misspelled it and just said, "I'm gonna rock with it. Let's just keep it."
They're writing it and sneezed out too. Vintage.
I meant that.
Emoji Mister, what's up, dude?
Think that behavior won't catch up to them, and it does.
The King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office says Chang is accused of robbing 8 banks with one failed attempt from Crown Hill to West Seattle for more than a year. She was arrested on Monday after police say an anonymous tipster claimed Chang would brag about the crimes, was excited about being.
Of course she would, right, guys?
Every time.
Of course she would. She's out there bragging. She got away with it for an entire year.
You wanted to get caught.
And she's bragging about it.
You stupid woman.
Being wanted by the FBI, and that she listened to police radio recordings of the robberies to relive it. In her apartment, investigators found what they believe to be saved drafts of the demand notes, along with a notebook detailing robbery locations, dates, and the amounts taken. Police say they also found disguises and an airsoft pistol seen on surveillance video from previous robberies.
It's surprising what some people will save and will write down and sometimes put on social media. And from the perspective of police and prosecutors, that's great. Keep doing it because that helps the case.
But that's not all.
if you're gonna snitch on yourself, right? You know what I mean? What they say on the Boondocks, rappers tend to snitch on themselves a lot.
Yes, literally RICO cases left and right.
Gangsta-licious, mine's too vicious. Eat MCs all day, delicious.
That's my show.
They found investigators discovered a watercolor sketch of her FBI wanted poster. They believed to be a great sense of pride for Chang. Police say she took between $380 to $4,000 in most of the robberies.
Wow.
The risk of years potentially in jail or prison for a few $100, a few $1,000, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
20
well, now
grand.
Chang faces 7.
So Jeff, I'm from Seattle.
Oh wow, okay.
And so there's a lot of Asians there. There's a lot of Islanders. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to think that when I was growing up, because I'm 44, so I was usually dealing with first and second generation Asians, right? So like Chinese, Koreans, or whatever. But all the studies say, you probably know that once immigrants get to like third and fourth generation, they're just as knuckleheaded as the rest of us Americans.
Yeah. Culturally, they're how we are.
So let's see here. All right,
Robbery charges and at least one attempted robbery.
So let's get.
Oh, you see what TJ said?
He said taking banks is supposed to do that one score to set you up for the rest of your life. Yeah, guys. Well, I say this, guys. I don't condone doing anything illegal. Okay, I don't. But if you are going to, guys, do it for life-changing money. Okay.
Yeah.
Do
Ocean's
it
11.
for-
Ocean's 11 type territory.
Yes, guys.
Yeah.
Hit some seven figures, guys, and get on a boat. Don't take a plane, please. Charter a boat. Get to international waters, and you are deucing out. There was this Turkish guy that I talk about, Jeff, and he was the guy. Guys, put a 1 if you remember the Turkish crypto guy story. Sigma, what's up, dude? So this Turkish guy, Turkey said that they couldn't rely on their currency, right? So they said everyone buy Ethereum, blah, blah, blah. This guy made this app and he was like, well, you can buy all this stuff on my app. You can buy them all and trade them all. Da, da, da. And he got like $6 billion on the app. Then all of a sudden the app went dark. And then there's footage of him wearing like the hat and the fake nose and the sunglasses with like 8 bags of big bags of cash getting on a plane. And a whole bunch of people in Turkey finally figured out.
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run on muck.
Yeah, he deuced out, man, with like billions of dollars.
They never found him.
Transferred some. Oh no, they caught him. They actually caught the guy.
How?
If I can, I'll pull the story up. But yeah, they caught Turkish crypto scammer. Here we go. Here we go. Let me share my screen. Here we go. Yeah. This story is pretty funny. Guys, you know what? I know that in the Discord, some of you guys talk about crypto because I don't know enough about it, so I don't really. All right. Well, there's a couple guys in my Discord that you could talk to, but I don't know enough about it.
I'm only into like the big stuff like Bitcoin and Ethereum, though. Nothing else really.
Turkish cryptocurrency boss and his 2 siblings have been jailed for 11,196 years.
Oh my God.
Okay, Farouk Fatih Ozer, 29, went to Albania with investor assets after his Thodex exchange suddenly collapsed. He was extradited back to Turkey in June and found guilty of money laundering, fraud, and organized crime.
Wow.
Look at that. So hold on.
Years.
Turks use cryptocurrencies as defense against the deep slide.
They asked for 40,000 years.
Yeah.
The 11,000 was grace.
Yeah. That means his bones will be like dust by the time that he's even eligible for parole. However, the platform had imploded in 2021. Investor assets disappeared and Ozer went into hiding. He fled with 1.6 billion pounds, not dollars, guys. Pounds. $2 billion. Guys, okay, if you're gonna do dirt, guys, do dirt for that much, and then invite me to hang out at your freaking compound in whatever non-extradition country you live in. I'm not condoning what he did, because if I'm gonna risk my freedom, because guys, I'm too pretty to go to jail. Right? If I'm gonna risk my safety, it's gonna be something like this. Because guys, I actually had an ex-girlfriend in college, and her mom, her aunt had got arrested for defrauding like a Kaiser Permanente style medical place she worked at for like 20 grand. It's like, you're gonna risk your safety for $20,000? Really?
Ain't no way.
Seriously?
Well, people did that with the PPP loans.
Oh yeah. I've done a couple of videos on that too, because they are coming for that money, man.
Too. They were stunting hard.
Oh yeah, yep.
Y'all going to work right now?
There's a lady in North Carolina, and she's actually a councilwoman. North Carolina councilwoman, woman arrested. And she's actually trying to like run again. Fraud. Let's do that. But and she's like, well, I paid the money back and blah blah blah. It's like, what are you doing? What you're gonna risk? And then she had a birthday party where she rented like a $30,000 throne or something. I'm like, why? I'll have to try and find the story. But anyways, yeah. So let me stop the shit. So let me see, guys. We have Jeff here. Whoops. Wrong thing here. Guys, if you haven't seen Jeff, he's been everywhere, man. He's been YouTube shorts, you know what I'm saying? TikTok, Instagram, you know what I'm saying? And we've been talking behind the scenes, guys, and you know, I think that that the reason why, well, from my perspective, why he is blowing up the way he is because Jeff, you have a good way of kind of articulating what men and reframing what men need to do in a way that's just not us eye rolling our eyes or like or even stating our talking points. Yeah. Because us men know that we have to improve, right?
Yeah.
Thomas Brown says, love your work, man. But then you also will kind of segue into telling women like what the situation is with dating and then like how they've contributed to it. And then also I've noticed that you can keep the conversation when you're in the man part, it's good, but you segue into the woman part. And a lot of the women you speak to will always try and do the whataboutism with the men, and you can keep it over in the women's part. You have this way like Neo in the Matrix, you know what I'm saying? Where you're like dodging these like, you know, but the men, and you're like, hold on now, let's stay on track. And I think that your ability to do that really is what keeps people interested because you're on the peef and you had that whole panel listening to you. And I stopped watching that particular channel because of all the chaos, right? But when you were on there was more good dialogues. I think that you have an innate ability, plus you're a professional, whatever, but you have the ability to have the dialogue that I think a lot of people are wanting to see. Like you could foster that dialogue and maintain it with multiple groups of like different groups of people. So yeah.
Hey man, for one, I really appreciate that coming from you, man. You've been in this space for a minute. You know how podcast works and what I guess works for what people want to hear. So, you know, coming from you, that's definitely high praise.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. I mean, you know, if you've been a therapist for a minute, you start to learn and identify what people are doing during conversations. And I felt like beyond exposing a lot of what I've been seeing is going on in terms of kind of a lot of capturing of dictating what we can say, what we can believe in, how we can move. It got to a point where I was starting to feel like, wow, like it really kind of comes off like we're functionally in like a cultural matriarchy. Where everything they went from saying we need to decenter men and not replace it with like centering family or centering unity or centering both of us. They like centered the worst women. And so then it got to the point where it was like, wow, if I say any critique or criticism, I'm now sexist or misogynist or hate women.
Do you actually have boundaries? Do you actually have fact-based opinions?
How dare you?
You know what I mean?
So, yeah, man. So for me, it's like when you've been a therapist for a minute, you already know when people are deflecting, when they're being defensive, when they're doing what's called flooding, which is saying a whole bunch of nothing to try to distract you or get you off of what you want to focus on. So when you
mean most modern women? But you notice,
it's actually more so liberals, period, men and women tend to do that,
and Gen Z and millennials.
Yeah, I've actually seen it with modern liberal men and women. They tend when a fact is presented that they don't like, they'll base their reason for accepting or rejecting it off of whether or not they like you or not.
Yes.
So when I know that, very quickly I'll realize maybe I can no longer keep talking to this person. I'll talk to the audience.
Okay.
So and that in essence, that's what I'm doing is I'm basically doing like a social experiment where I'm trying to actively confront the thing that most of us know that's going on that we don't say out loud, and then showing you all how I would go about doing it, and then realizing that if I start poking holes in the flaw and holes in the argument, and then I have my talking point / data points to point to, I think we all could do it. And then maybe we'll shift this like cultural thing of like mental bondage where it's like we can't say certain things. And I'm like, so my hope is that I kind of start a wave of kind of rebalancing things. I don't want everything to be centered around men. I just don't like how everything is centered around women and female expression either. It's time for us to get back in the middle where men's opinions and men's perspectives are just as relevant and valid as women's.
Well, I think the interesting thing about it is I see because hell yeah, he's part of Andrew Wilson's Crucible crew, so they do a lot of debate and stuff over there. And hell yeah, America, my sub, he's part of Andrew Wilson. I don't know if you see him. I'm a huge fan of Andrew Wilson. So if you watch Andrew Wilson, he's a great debater, but there's this new crop of TikTok political influencers, and they're so used to being on
debaters.
Not at all. They don't, without their mute buttons, they don't know how to present an argument. They don't know how to not do an homonym. They can't make clear arguments at all. And then they do this thing where they talk really fast, like the Ben Shapiro style thing, where there's machine gun words at you, and you're like, you haven't said anything. I would stop and say, what do you think that you just said to me? You know what I mean? And they're like, what are you talking about? It's like, you spoke for about a minute and a half and you didn't say anything. And I think that's like a Gen Z millennial, but also you are correct, like a liberal thing, that you shouldn't have to use that many words if you're debating. Like, you should be able to clearly articulate what your argument is and then respond. And also, too, if you and I are debating, I'm not going to assume that you're asking me questions as a gotcha, right?
Yeah, asking bad faith.
And then another thing that irks me is the people who tend to talk a lot, if you have to stop them to get some type of clarification, right? What are you interrupting me for, bro? Hold on, what are you interrupting me for? You just made 17 points.
Yeah. And again, that's a technique of flooding.
Yes.
where
Yes.
they're throwing so many things at you that their hope is that you get off a task of what the point is that you're trying to make.
Yes.
So
Yes.
think of it this way. Imagine you're in a game of dodgeball.
Mhm.
And you see the person in front of you, straight across from you, who has the ball in their hand.
Mhm.
And you know that's where your focus needs to be. All the other players on the other side don't have the actual ball. It's just you. Their tactics is to use the other people around to kind of get you to focus here and then there. And then before you know it, you forgot who you're supposed to be locked in on, and then you lose.
Oh, okay.
So the goal is, if you know what the point of the conversation is and you know what point you're going to drive home, you'll always redirect what it is. I'll make a statement right now. I'll say something like, women are statistically much more likely to initiate divorces and breakups. How you gonna blame women? That's sexist. You can't say that. Da 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 da. And they just going on and on and on and on. And then I would say, all right, so let's go back to the point that women initiate more breakups and divorces than men do.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is? First of all, I don't even agree with that. Da 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 da. And I was like, okay, all right. So this study says this is what it is. So is your issue with the study, or is your issue with me saying it? So you see how they can attack me, say all types of stuff, but if I keep going back, eventually they're going to make it clear to both myself.
Let me see. You're freezing just a little bit. I don't.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there? Okay, now you're good.
Okay.
I think Kevin Samuels, he was the one that really introduced, especially like a lot of younger men to this, because these women would go on, and he'll be like, "What's the question that I just asked you?" And they're like, "I wasn't listening," And also, I always ask them, "Steel man my argument for me," because oftentimes you will say words and they filter them through their feelings, and and I'm like, "Tell me what you think I said," and it'll either show that they weren't listening at all, or that they're completely misinterpreting what you're saying. And then once it puts them back on the spot, and then you can say, "Okay, now I'm going to restate my argument now." Okay, let's listen, because especially if there's an audience around. And I also think that you're one to understand too that I was talking to a friend of mine about. Did you ever see that Ben Shapiro where he was doing in the round robin and all the leftists were sitting down and talking to him? And that transformer, the big one, was like turn the chair around and was like in his face, right? And my friend, he's very just like super far left. I thought that person did a great job, and I said, because he's trying to convince Ben Shapiro, and I said, look, first of all, he did himself. That person did themselves wrong, because the average person doesn't know much about transformers, and the ones that have a negative connotation, that just gave them more ammo, because this person's like completely showing their ass, right? But I said, a debate is not about the person that you're debating. It's about the audience. It's about the audience. So all you guys in the chat, I need you to understand, if you are debating someone about anything, it's not about the person that you're debating. It's the audience. If there's a hall of 1,000 people and 7 or 8 people go, you know what? This Jeff guy makes some sense. Jeff won. He won. It's about getting the ideas out there, especially online. Jeff, you have seen your clips going viral, right? Did you think that, like, imagine how many people that you've reached in the last, 2 weeks?
Probably about 300-ish thousand, I'm guessing.
But just think about it. There's people of all ages all around the world that are going to be like, I never thought about that. Or you know what? This brother's making some sense, So guys, never, ever, ever get too caught up on if you walk away and that person, as long as you've been heard or as long as they've argued in good faith, having the dialogue is a win. But
there's
guys,
a way to do it, man. Believe it or not, if you become more curious and actually focus more on asking questions and potentially direct and open questions, you'll allow them to functionally kind of destroy their own argument over time.
Yes.
You won't need to do nearly as much work as you think. If the construct of their argument is already bad, what you need to learn is the art of asking questions the right way. Once you do that, the points will be made, especially with the audience. They'll quickly see like, that doesn't make sense. And like you said, it's not just about the person in front of you. It's about planting seeds of truth in those that are open to receiving it, and they'll water it when they're ready.
Yeah. Guys, we have 85 people watching. We have 55 likes, guys. Make sure to hit the like button, guys. So guys, once again, we have Jeff here. He's here. Oh, I have some memberships here. Garrett Grant, man, thanks for handing out some memberships, my friend. Thanks for the support. Appreciate that. You guys. Steve, thanks for being a member for 3 months, man. Appreciate that. So my first question for you, Jeff, is okay. How would you describe yourself? Because you are getting popular in the red pill space, right? But you're kind of unique in the way that you operate. So I don't know if you want to summarize, because my audience is like hardcore red pill, but like we see the magic of what you're doing, right? So do you want to kind of introduce us to your like, first of all, how you think the red pill space is doing once again, because Fresh and Funky is out. Coach Greg Adams said that he might retire soon. Kevin Samuels, God rest his soul. So what do you think is the current state of the red pill, and then how would you describe your message or your path?
Yeah. For starters, in terms of like the state of the red pill, I think it's actually in a very, very interesting position in terms of there's opportunities for newer, fresher voices that have watched the last 5, 10, 15 years of this type of content and potentially approaching things a little bit differently. We've watched the good and bad in terms of what people were trying to communicate. And it was a lot of demonization. It was a lot of finger pointing, and a lot of it was only effective to the side that already believed in it. So for instance, if the goal is to tell the majority of red pillars, which are mostly men, hey, this exists, okay. But if the goal is overall to see a shift in how they're doing life with the opposite sex, a good way to help is getting more people of the opposite sex to become more red pill from both sides, from both lenses. So Kevin Samuels was probably one of the best ones at trying to do that, where he was trying to break down not just to his male audience, but the female audience as well, about how both sexes actually think, what they like, what they're attracted to, what they're turned off by. And he was trying to communicate it in such a way where it could potentially lead towards unity, lead towards us actually getting more aligned with our actual roles to fit in better. Obviously, you're not going to reach all men. You're not going to reach all women. But there were too many other guys or people in this space that did the opposite of what he did. It's all shock jock. Everything is about just trying to make the women that's on the panel or with the mic and they look super bad. And in reality, it was, I don't know that woke up nearly.
But I think so. The other issue too was the pickup artists, right? The PUAs, trash, right? We had the people selling courses and all those morons, and I think all of that. Okay, a lot of the the kids who are listening, some of my nephew's 19. So he was listening to Kevin Samuels when he was 15, 16. So he grew up listening to the stuff, but he also, saw all the pickup artists and all of them. So I think that and then there's a lot of, middle-aged or older millennials getting divorced on mass. So you have a lot of men coming into the space.
I went through it.
Yeah, I think that the new red pill guy can see through the BS. Yeah, he's like, I don't need to take these courses. I don't need to do this. I have the red pill rage. Like, I just want to be in a space to where I can talk this stuff out, realize I'm not alone. I'm not crazy, right? And just like my channel here, guys, put a 1 to agree. We laugh a lot over here. We enjoy this because it's fun, right? Like we just laugh at these like things like men have always had the worst outcomes in society, right? And then women wanted to be out here since the 60s, and now they're free to have the same outcomes as us. And we're like the guys that are, so for instance, the women used to only be able to ghost men, Now Chad is ghosting women, you know what I'm saying? So like they have a new term called Banksying or whatever, where like some girl's talking to some guy and he just kind of disappears into the dark. So the increase in homelessness with women, the mental health, all these things that used to be like male only. Yeah. So we just laugh. There's no hatred over here. There's no misogyny. We're just saying it's just, you be careful what you wish for, And I think that's what's unique about my channel is that I don't have a space where everyone's like, oh, F these hoes. We're more lighthearted here and actually more positive for the future. But I do have I think there's a point that we our worldviews kind of don't converge, and that's you are a solution based guy. See, I'm more descriptive, not prescriptive. So, I think you froze. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so I think men have tried everything. We've tried men's rights activists. We tried all this other stuff. The only way that things are going to actually change, the laws aren't going to change, none of that. I call it MMTOB, men minding their own business. It's not MGTOW, it's not Blackville. It's just men just being indifferent, right?
Okay.
Once enough, see, men were okay with courting a woman, meeting her parents, and then going to the malt shop and sipping on a malt with her, and then going to Lookout Point. Then they would wait until marriage,
watching Love Island.
Yeah. Well, in the 20s and the 30s, and then they would wait until marriage to have sex, have 3 kids, and move on down the line. Women decided that's patriarchy, right? So they walked away from the table. But they've been expecting men to stay here the entire time. But men more and more are checking out and walking away. And here's the thing, they're not coming back. There was an article that I read where white male military enlistment is at an all-time low. Men are not answering the call. Now, it might not be 10%, 20%. It might take 40% of men to just stay home and play Xbox, and society starts to crumble. And then out of pure practicality, things will have to change. That's my only solution is that enough guys are going to check out to where the women are going to say, oh, no.
There's one slight flaw to and I do understand for the MGTOW and your approach, why and how men have gotten there. I even felt that way when I came out of my last relationship and marriage. I was giving up. I said, I'll never do this again, like the whole 9. My one caveat, or my one thought and impression, I wonder, is just stay away from them. They'll eventually cave in and they'll eventually realize the error of their ways. Well, There's the men that's choosing to still engage, and they have the using the leverage.
You're freezing a little bit.
Yeah, it's all right. They're having the swag, the leverage, and the ability to be able to functionally get these women when they're desperate enough to just share.
I think that works.
So hear me out with logic, because I've mentioned this on a previous podcast, that I think long term, many of them are going to end, like polyamory or polygyny, I actually think is going to be way more common in the next 10, 15 years. The closer we get to 2030, 2035, a lot of them are actually going to outwardly begin to be open with sharing men. So the men who are not quitting, the men who are improving, like you say, they just have to wait. They engage with them, they do their thing, but before you know it, you're going to have 2 or 3 or even 4 that's now open to joining your program. Now, that doesn't mean that you got to marry them legally, but that does mean that I think when women get pushed up against the door and they realize their only options is settling for a man they don't want, dating women, or staying alone for the next 40 to 60 years of their life, they'll choose the Chad. They'll choose the guy that, you know, has, if they can do what you're saying, functionally live and build up your life and enjoy your life and maximize all the things you can do. In 5-10 years from now, you could be dating, doing what you want all this time, and their attitudes are going to be so different. And when they come back, the difference is that I think that they're going to come back being more open to dating men they thought that they were better than, dating men that they know they'll have to share, or having to be accepting of staying alone. So I actually think that's the potential outcome. That's going to happen.
I think that that what's going to happen more and more, especially in these cities, is more cities are going to end up in the dating scene like Atlanta.
Atlanta's probably the worst in the Black community right now. Right now, the ratio is like 5 to 1 in terms of straight men to women.
I thought it was like 13 to 1.
It could be even worse. Because I heard that like a few years ago, so you're probably right.
So well, we all know, guys, that there's a lot of guys in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happens down there. You know what I'm saying? But Duncan PA is here. He says Jeff is a beast.
King of Diamonds. Shout out to King of Diamonds in Atlanta.
That less than a year, you have 100,000 subs at least, man. Now, Totally Awesome made a good point. He actually said that that they're currently sharing men now. You know what's
informally,
funny?
But yeah, I get your point. Yeah,
is when you hear these terms. I remember when I first heard the term serial monogamy, right? And how that's one of those things. Oh, you know what I mean? Like it clicks because it used to be that women would say, "Well, I don't want to be like 304s or 304s." Well, let's take the stigma away and say, "Oh, well, all those guys were my boyfriends." Like, wait a minute. Wait, you had 7 boyfriends in the last week and a half? Wait a minute. Come on now.
A lie detector determined that was a lie.
Come on. Hey, quick question for you. So I have this thing called non-descriptive descriptors. And I noticed that women use these a lot. So for instance, when women use the term partner or partnership when it comes to relationships, right? Because if like you and I are going to be business partners, we have to draft up a contract to talk about roles and responsibilities, right? Partner, when you're talking about any type of relationship, is a non-descriptive descriptor. If I have to ask a follow-up question for you to define what it means, it doesn't mean anything. So that's one of the issues that modern women have is they say partner or partnership. And what happens is husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, it already has implied meaning. And I think that they went away from that because if you use the term girlfriend, wife, there's a set of expectations that you can be held accountable to.
Yeah, I can see that.
So the other one is situationship, right? That's a non-descriptive descriptor. It doesn't mean anything. But my theory here, and let me know what you think of this.
Mm-hmm.
Who controls access to sex and who's born?
Women.
Who controls access to dating and marriage?
Men.
Okay. That's the one thing that these feminists, they cannot stand, that they can't take the power from.
Yeah.
So they use situationship to try and take a little bit of that power and say, well, there was this guy, Jeff, you know, that you know, and we used to date back in the day. We were in a situationship. And then you talk to Jeff and Deck's like,
yeah.
But it's them trying to, like, you understand? They're trying to control the narrative, you know?
Yeah. So what you're basically describing is strategies of manipulation to shape the narrative and perspective of how people see what's resulted in the outcomes of their life. When you're single and you're attractive or
you're cutting out again. Let me see if there's anything that I can do on my end. Let's see.
Yeah, what tends to happen, believe it, is they're just trying to shape the past experiences and their present or previous decision making to have a positive spin on it. So they're not seen as the equivalent of a female loser.
Yeah, that's true. Yep. That's true. Steve says AI robots that cook and clean will change it all. Yeah, guys, I have a video on the German cyber brothel. And guys, could anything could you imagine any other word coming before cyber brothel other than German? I mean, let's be honest, you know. Yeah, I will go to un cyber brothel with Gunther. Yeah.
Cyber brothel is crazy word. Crazy word. That is crazy. That's hilarious.
All these chicks are all like, I can't believe they're actually doing that. And you know?
How dare you?
You know what's crazy is I don't think a lot of them realized how bad things have been for the last 20 plus years.
Yeah.
To where there's men that seriously contemplating replacing them with inanimate objects. Like I don't think that how bad does collectively as a group do you have to have been towards a large demographic of men for them to even think about the idea of replacing you with something like that? Like it and again, they should have learned it through the adult industry. The adult industry,
all that other stuff.
Yeah. You should have learned really quickly when men stopped going to the clubs as much, when they stopped approaching women as much, and the subscriptions for OnlyFans and X videos and all of them was going through the roof. You should have put 2 and 2 together, that if rather than go out and spend all this money, rather than keep getting rejected, and rather than getting disrespected every time I try to, or taken advantage of, I could just pop porn and you know, it's something where I'm not shocked that they didn't see it coming.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that all of these women think that us men are their number one enemy. And guys, we all know who their number one enemy is. Skynet.
Read DTM's. Don't say it out loud, but just read DTM's comment.
Hold on, Steve, man. Thanks for the $2, man. Appreciate that. Thanks for that. Yeah.
Seriously, garlic croutons, dude.
We are Judo. What's up, dude? On DTM's comment here.
Yeah, scroll up a little bit.
Let me see. I'll have to look. I'll have to read. I'm kind of behind, but I'll get the super chats, guys. Let me see. Totally awesome. Says supporting your great show. Keep it up. Stop using the term partner. Use companion. Yeah, you know what? I hadn't thought of that. I actually like the term companion better. Yeah. Totally awesome with the $9.99. Thanks, man.
You are scaring the hoes.
Thanks for that, man. Appreciate that. Duggan Pierce says, ask Jeff how he would treat a woman with the garlic croutons addicted to me. Okay, so that's so that's the second mascot of the channel. There's this chick, and her husband calls the cops because she's been beating beating him up. He's like, she's only like this when she drinks, man. Right? So she's in the car drinking in the driver's seat, eating 2 bags of garlic croutons. And she has like the drunk white girl voice. Like, guys, in the chat, how many body cam videos have we reacted to? Because I always end all the lives with body cam stuff, and then I have a second channel, probably thousands. And once you hear her voice, she is the quintessential like drunken white chick's voice. So we always talk about the croutons and the croutons fun. So
that's hilarious.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that with the $5. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I want my medication and I want my croutons, please.
There she is. Guys, make sure to hit the like button. So okay. So what do you think? Is the red pill mainstream? Do you think?
Yes and no. It is to an extent. And I think there was 2 people in particular that kind of really pushed it to that point, which was Tate and Kevin Samuels. I think that Tate was more of a global phenomenon in terms of his ability to kind of use a lot of those talking points. And then Kevin Samuels was more of a domestic cultural phenomenon where they both raised the public's awareness about this viewpoint about men and women and our similarities and also our differences. So in terms of where it's at now you have movies like Adolescence, where they're now it's the second most watched thing on Netflix ever, where they're now in essence starting to cover it. The problem with it going mainstream is a lot of the people who are talking about it don't live it, don't really know what they're talking about, and they're labeling everything red pill when it's not.
I liken it to like, do you remember in the 90s back when they were talking about violent video games?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And they were talking about like Doom and like Mortal Kombat when like the news was talking about Doom while we were playing like PS1. Like they were so far behind. Like they were like talking about like Mortal Kombat 1. We're playing Mortal Kombat 3. So these quote unquote academics and experts that are talking about this, they're always so far behind. I think it was Kevin Samuels has said that like YouTube is like 3 to 5 years ahead of the mainstream like social zeitgeist.
It is.
So I think the adolescence thing is like 2017 or 18 or 19. It's like, really? Like, well, what are you talking about? And also you had an excellent point, because I always talk about it on this channel. Guys, in the chat, how cooked is the UK? Because Adolescence takes place in the UK, right? Yeah. How cooked are they? Guys, language, please, in the chat. So the UK is cooked anyways, right?
Yeah.
But you had made an excellent point about the fact that the way that they framed it, they ignored the fact that this young boy had been victimized.
Yeah.
And then the stab crime is a big deal in England, but people that look like that are not the perpetrators of said crime.
No, it's not white males that are the leading demographic that's causing all this. No.
Yes. And then another thing too is they actually announced that they're having a 2-tiered justice system in the UK where there will be white males and everyone else. So it's like, can you imagine that if you're some dude in Liverpool, I'm a Scouser, like, you know what I mean? You'd be pretty pissed off, you know? So
yeah, it's not just that, it's the free speech laws that's really destroying
thereof, right? You know?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Okay, because I know that there was a lot of young guys, you know, like my nephew's age that say are like red pill talking points, right? Like they go with what they know what we say. Gen Z men and women are diametrically opposed when it comes to politics. The Gen Z are super conservative, and the men are conservative, and the women are really, really, really far to the
liberal.
Left.
Yeah.
How do you see like Gen Z panning out in the next 10, 15 years?
They'll win. As far as the male side of boys, and the reason why is twofold. Number one, first of all, we have to explain why they even got to this point. The issue generation of they never experienced a significant period of time where they didn't not see what we're seeing happening as far as the far third and fourth wing extremists, feminists kind of running everything. There was a period of time when I was younger, in my teens and my early 20s, where it wasn't nearly what it is now. They now have grown up in that as middle schoolers and teenagers.
Let me see. You're cutting out just a little bit. You're kind of pausing. Do you want to try going out and coming back in? Maybe that might solve the problem. So try logging out, logging back in.
Okay.
Yeah. Try that. Thanks, man. Just you're cooking. Yeah, guys. Jeff is cooking. So I know that it was freezing a little bit. So I just want to make sure that he's that he's able to say his points. But yeah. Digital said that they're trying to silence him. You know what? They just might, guys. They just might. You saw how people came after Kevin Samuels. Hey, maybe the machine's coming after Jeff already. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe they're trying to silence you. Maybe there's some freaking angry 304 freaking hanging from your cable drop like But what were you saying now?
Yeah, all I was saying is they're the first generation of males that was basically born into what we're dealing with now. There was a period of time in our life when it wasn't this bad between men and women, right? You were in high school, it wasn't this bad, but if some people that went to college, it wasn't. You may have started to see some of these signs. This is all they know. So they didn't see a shift. They've always been told they're wrong. They've always been told they're broken and they're flawed and they need to be more like, think more and act more and talk like women. So now we're seeing the reaction and response to that. And long term, Dr. Jordan Peterson kind of covered this. When you think about it, he's basically making the argument that a lot of the women who are going and saying we're progressive, we're liberal, we're going to get these jobs, they don't maintain long-term happiness.
That's true.
With just that.
That's true.
So when I say who's going to win, it's going to be the conservative Gen Z who finds somebody who is conservative or goes abroad. They're just going to win. Like that.
Well, there is a birth gap between liberals and conservatives too. So conservatives are actually having more children than liberals are in general. So it's like in 10, 15 years, what's going to happen here, right? But I think that also, I mean, when we say modern women, right? I'm 44, so I was young in the 80s, teenager in the 90s. Guys, we grew up with like female singers writing love songs.
80s and 90s.
Okay? The 80s, the 90s, you had girls, there was groups of girls, and they would go to the mall and they would write, Joni loves Chachi on their notebooks, all sorts of stuff. My nephew's girlfriend, she's 19, she has no friends. They don't socialize. They don't know how to have relationships. And they're so, guys, put a 1 if you know like one of your friends' daughters or maybe your younger sister's daughters who's 19 to 22 and she's way more negative than she should be. 19 to 23-year-old women should be like how they were when I was in college, like happy, go lucky, nice, carefree. And now it's all about, this is another thing about the liberalization of these chicks. They're mad about Palestine. They're mad about Transformers. They're mad about climate change. All these things that they can't fix. And they've been told that us men are the reasons behind all of it. But I'll tell you, like one of my, because I was raised blue pill because I was from
Same.
Seattle.
Same.
So what kind of pinged my ears was, as 2000 to 2001, my sophomore year of college, I was in a gender roles and society class. It was a precursor to like gender studies. It was an easy A, right? It was this hippie teacher, and he didn't require homework at all, you know? But I noticed that the language that they were using to describe men was the same language that the people with white sheets used to use to describe black people back in, like us blacks back in the day. It was the same dehumanizing language. I'm like, wait a minute, something's rotten in Denmark.
Yeah.
But what did it for me, guys, and stopped me? You heard this story. There was this guy named Shane. He was a good old boy from the rugby team. I used to call him the Uber male because he was this big white guy, and he was like, there's all these like blue-haired, short-haired feminists in the class. He's like, well, I just think a woman's place is in the kitchen. I'm like, Shane, no, right? So they're all mad and cussing, but he stood on business. So I saw him senior year. I said, Shane, yo, what's up, dude? So how was that gender studies class? Because, you know, I didn't have a chance to talk to you afterwards. He's like, are you kidding? I was smashing my 12 chicks in that class.
Yeah. That's actually the guy they want. They actually don't want a liberal guy. They want a guy who's generally conservative, who is liberal enough to allow them to do what they want to do.
Yes.
That's the magic formula for them is, can I get a guy that allows me to behave however I like, dress however I like, and act however I like?
Yeah.
But he's still conservative and wants to provide, take care of me, and protect me.
But yeah, I would say that they want all the other men in the world to be betas, but then the ones that they marry to be an alpha who lets them do whatever they want.
Yeah.
How does that make sense? Let me see. So do you have a definition of the red pill, the black pill, and MGTOW? Like what are your definitions of those terms? Because I think that we know what incels are, right?
Yeah.
But we throw the term like black pill, MGTOW, and red pill around. What do you believe those terms are?
I literally just view red pill as reality, objective reality.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Look at that. Yeah.
Look at that, man.
Now, black pill to me is the pessimistic view of what that reality means and looks like. Now, some people will say that they don't believe that, but every person that claims that identity, they can only see the worst of situations. Whereas with me, red pill doesn't mean everything's bad and hopeless. It just means that your ability to know how to navigate some of the pitfalls, you're just aware, you see it coming. You like Neo, you see the shots coming, and you get to decide how you want to move, who you want to approach, who you want to engage with. So red pill to me is sufficient to be able to just be functionally aware of how to go about moving. And black pill is more prescriptive. It's prescriptive of telling you a particular bent of how to move. And the problem is that all the prescriptions that are made, some of them are so bad and so negative that they lead towards the outcomes that, you know, we end up saying, well, where's so-and-so? Oh yeah, he's gone now. He's not in the chat anymore. And it leads to those types of outcomes. As far as MGTOW, that actually MGTOW can end up being red pill or black pill based on the reason and rationalization behind it, and what they're going to do as a result of it. So, case in point, when a guy's like, I'm gonna go my own way and do my own thing, he doesn't really have like a super negative perspective of like the world and society and all of this stuff. His view is just like, I don't think they're worth all this effort. I'm good. And that's it. Like, he keeps moving. He doesn't feel the need to like call them crazy things or go out of his way to try to shame them or embarrass them in public. His view and lenses is like, honestly, like, life is kind of hard. I work a lot. I make good money. I can travel. I'm just going to live life. And he's doing his own thing. there's people who say that they're black pill, but in reality, it's like I could be wrong, but I think this is the thing. I think people who are black pill are just more indifferent. Whereas red pill is you can be indifferent at times, but you still have the ability to be able to recognize situations for what it is and genuinely enjoy life. And like I said before, I don't have a great working definition of black pill as much as is more of an observation of the people who tend to identify with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I say that red pill is just a dossier of observations, right? It's a file. That's all it is. And guys, once again, red pill is not prescriptive; it's descriptive.
No. Yeah.
And I believe that the descriptives is when you get into like MGTOW, black pill, or like that leads you to like pickup artists and all this stuff because that plan of action happens. But this is why I think it's interesting that when people try and pick apart the red pill bullet points or talking points or even arguments, they always talk about how it's said and who's saying it, but never, ever disproving the talking points. Because once again, we're going on facts, data, and statistics. And here's one thing that I've noticed too is when these women say that they choose the bear, right? They're talking about how someone that they knew of some girl that had this happen to them. Most men that talk about child support, family court, attorney fraud, we know people who went through this.
Yeah,
we know people, and then and then I see black pill guys get labeled incels. But here's the thing: black pill guys have a choice. They choose to live the life that they live, and incels do not. So these women throw that term incel around as this catch-all kind of a pejorative term, right? Yeah. And then MGTOW, I always say that you're MGTOW until you choose not to be, right?
Yeah.
It's more of like a cost-benefit analysis. I'm out of here, you know? So, a lot of my audience is men ages 35 to about 55, right?
Okay.
I've noticed that the difference that a lot of red pill guys are guys that are in their late 30s, early 40s, and 50s that have been divorced, had their balls burned. You know what I'm saying? But then that's a danger of red pilling like 18, 19-year-olds or 17, 18-year-olds. They haven't even lived enough life to have a red pill rage. So they're like trying to be in our spaces and be like, it's like hold on there, little guy.
I remember what I said. They were born into this.
Yeah.
So the whole like the show Adolescence. Now reimagine that being their experience since they were young.
Yeah.
So we get jaded as we get older, and we're seeing society worsening. They were born into it. That's all. Male counterparts are diametrically opposed politically.
Yeah. Well,
have this honeymoon phase is basically what I'm saying.
Well, the interesting thing is, I think, hey guys, what do you think? So what happened in 2016 that really, really made that political shift in men and women in the social sphere? Was Orange Man, guys. Don't put his name in the chat. But I remember growing up, I knew people whose parents, one is a Democrat and one's a Republican. One is Jewish, one is Christian, or whatever. When they were courting and dating, they were learning about each other's differences and the similarities. But now when you go out with a chick and she expects, you say, "Hi, I'm Jeff." And then Jeff sits down and she starts going in about, Palestine and all the Transformers, And if you say even indifference to any of that, you are disqualified.
Yeah.
Not even saying, it's not even who did you vote for. It's, I didn't vote. All of a sudden,
they would lose. Yeah.
So they want to date themselves. A lot of modern women. Guys, put a 1 if you agree. a lot of modern women want wives and not husbands.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know,
one of the things I wanted to say is, especially for your audience and everybody who comes into contact with these type of videos, is one of my actual goals is to really, really push us as a culture to start reading again.
Yeah.
And one of the books that I'm finishing up is 1984, George Orwell.
Yes.
And if you read that, you'll now understand all the ways in which, quote unquote, the cultural Marxist matrix thing that they've kind of constructed of how we all have to move and behave. You'll start recognizing and seeing all the signs everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll start figuring out, I was like, well, I recognize the game, I recognize the rules, and now I have to figure out how to engage, not play, like, how am I going to do this? And to each his own in terms of how everybody wants to do it. But my whole perspective is that and Atlas Shrugged, absolutely, thanks for that, specialist or species. Those two books, if you read those, you will navigate and do a much better job of approaching and knowing how to avoid the pitfalls while still being able to live your life.
Guys, make sure to sub to Jeff's channel. You know, he's a busy guy, so he's getting his channel put together.
Yeah, I gotta shoot I'm shooting content tonight. So
guys, the more momentum we can get him, you know, the more his message is gonna spread. You know, so guys, thanks for all you guys showing him some support. You know, let me see, where was I here? Go to my little document here. Hold on. So, I have a thing. A couple of my concepts here.
American Mind is a great book. I'm gonna write that down.
What was it? It was
Coddling the
American Mind. All right, thanks. Now we'll do a couple more topics here. Is it cool if I drop the link in the Discord, Jeff? Okay, so I have 3 kind of concepts. I have one called arrogantly ignorant, right? And I think in the last 2 or 3 weeks of you being on some of these panels, you talked to some of these women that are just arrogantly ignorant. They're like arrogantly ignorant. You know what I mean? Like you're like, and I think, where do you think that comes from? Because I think that with the advent of women going into academia, but academia only becoming these knuckleheaded professors that kind of parrot the same talking points.
Yeah.
That is like a script that they say. What do you think about arrogantly ignorant?
I wouldn't say this was as much of a woman thing per se, as much as it's a modern thing of people trading critical thinking for talking points.
That's true.
Right. So you can very, very quickly realize they have this thing in their head of the order of what you're supposed to say. This is what you say when you answering the question of what it means to be a woman. This is what you say in the event of can a black person be racist?
Wait, Jeff. You actually think that these 304s can actually say what a woman is nowadays?
What I'm saying is,
You've been took. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
What their talking point would be is whoever chooses to be. If they believe, so that's the talking point.
Yeah. Okay.
If you say can a black person be racist, they're going to say no, and then they'll be like, all right. So they have this list of go-to answers that they're not allowed to deviate from, and it's basically indoctrination and propaganda that's been formalized, and now you have a matrix-like boundary around your mind in terms of what you're allowed to think, what you're allowed to say, how you're allowed to express yourself, and that if you they try to.
Cutting out again, just a little bit, my friend.
Okay.
Yeah. Now you're good.
Yeah. Cool. So that's what happens, man. They want auto response. It's like it's a factory setting that they just operate on, and it isn't until somebody kind of messes with it that they can potentially see the flaws of some of their arguments.
Okay. I also have 2 more. Well, they're kind of the same thing.
Okay.
The arrogance of abundance and the ignorance of abundance.
Yeah, it's the lie of optionality, which applies to both. Where because of the internet, social media, and dating apps, they've been convinced that they've conflated the likes, the comments, the DMs, and the swipes with the number of men that actually they have as a legitimate option to land long-term commitment with.
Yep.
It's just a lie of optionality. All those men you won't sleep with, all those men you won't marry, and all those men you won't give children to, but you treat every man that you ghost and every man that you break up with as if you could easily replace them when you can.
Well, I mean it in the most practical sense, right? These women think the way that they think because they live in the United States and not in Iran or Saudi Arabia or even somewhere like Russia, where Russia, you can't get up in a dude's face and talk the way that you can, or you'll get the Hadouken! You know what I'm saying? So once again, you can only think the way that modern people, but especially modern women think. And guys, ultimately, it's our fault because men have a natural yearning to make society better and make women's lives easier. I just think in a way we overdid it, right? In the same way that if you become rich, it's like, well, how do you not spoil your children so that they end up being spoiled? You still need to have them go through some hardships so they have that practical type of experience. We have set up society where they have the arrogance of abundance to kind of say and do what they do, and then they have the ignorance. They have the mindset of my belly's full and the lights are on. You know what I'm saying? You take that away, and traditional gender roles apply themselves all the time. And here, I'll let you go. But Jeff, if you and I, let's just say you and I and DTM and Spacious were walking into a bar.
Yeah.
What's the first thing we do?
Go up to the bar and ask for a drink.
No, we size up all the dudes in there and we say, all right, we can whoop them. We can whoop them. This place looks a little, Women don't even have to do that.
Yeah, that's true. We
have set up an environment where a chick can go to like downtown Austin, 6th Street with just her ID. Not even get drunk, have food, stumble home at 3 o'clock in the morning, and be completely safe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we've created a culture and society where, because of this level of modernity and safety, they don't realize that that's contingent on us continuing to be here.
Yes, that's true.
So that's why they can say, "Oh, we don't need a man." Like they don't even. It's the equivalent of like a baby or toddler that's being held by their parent and constantly trying to push themselves out of their parent's hand and not realizing that they're going to fall and drop.
Yes, and then every time that parent corrects them, they say that they're evil people for it. Guys, I dropped the link in the Discord, so anyone who wants to come on up who has questions for Jeff, anyone else, guys, you can super chat a question. Steve says it's twos telling each other that they're tens. Delusional facts. Because guys, thanks for that, Steve.
Seriously. Garlic croutons, dude.
So I think it's interesting, especially in the Black community too. Well, in these conversations period, this is what I was talking to like a couple people about. We always have these conversations about like high value and like just like there's all these women who seem to say that they make 300,000. Only 6% of women earn six figures. Only 12% of men. What are you talking about? People are having these conversations that has nothing to do with them. The average woman makes $40,000 a year. You want some boss babe, boss chick out there, but they want to. I believe that a lot of feminism is socialism, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
They want the Lizzos to have the same, the same outcomes with men as Rihanna, right? So when women look and see this woman is with a Jeff or a Kevin Samuels, whatever, they just go, "Oh, she's just a woman like me." No, she's not. Like,
Nope.
how do you feel about that whole like conversation on these panels that you're on, where you see these women saying, "Well, we're doing this," and it's like, no, women aren't doing that, because men don't say that we're all bosses and stuff either. But how do you explain that? You know?
There has to be a rationale, justification for why they made the decisions and choices that they did, to explain why they don't have the other things that they desire. If you aren't married, if you aren't in a successful long-term relationship and have started a family, the only thing you can be proud of is the job and the money. Do you notice that? Hold on. Do you notice that the women who have the things that most other women want don't flex the other stuff?
That's true. Including relationships, because it's the most successful.
They're not even arguing
relationships.
online like that.
Yes.
Think about, other than Andrew Wilson's wife, who functionally operates like a professional debater, most wives and women that are actually secure and happy in relationships, they're not running around with their identity about all this other stuff. They're not debating, they're not going back and forth, because they're secure.
Yeah. But I think though that a lot of Kevin Samuels said it the best. Most women don't have careers, they have jobs. Most people don't have careers, they have jobs. You're making $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year, and there's nothing wrong with that. But the majority of women, let alone black women, make, I think 75% make less than $60,000 a year or $50,000 a year. Who are these boss chicks out there? Who? But they all identify with those top percentage of women to say, well, we are out here doing this. No, you're not. Because us men, I'm not going to say, oh, well, I don't know, LeBron James out here flexing millions, so I am too. That's not how us men are. So I think that's one of the most difficult parts, and that's one of the things I have to actually give you your flowers for. I don't know. I have been on some panels with women, but I don't have the patience. Dude, I don't have your sage-like patience, dude, because I can't do it. You know, the talking points that they make, and they just live in these echo change. And I think that Kevin Samuels had exposed this too, of like, women are used to telling stories to other women. If a woman comes and tells me a story, I'm going to be like, huh? But if she tells Jeff, the therapist, who's a man, especially, you're going to be ding, 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 ding immediately. But I need to ask some questions, and it falls apart. But women don't question each other's stories. I always say that they're either the victims or the heroes in their story, but 99% of the time they're volunteers. You know? Like, how do you?
That's a bar. Wow. Yeah, you need to put sound effects on that. That was fire. okay, chef. Cooking.
Hey, I can give myself a round of applause there, right?
Yeah. Say that again.
Yeah. I said that women are the victims or the heroes in their own stories, but 99% of the time they're volunteers.
The victims are the heroes.
Colin, who's in the chat, he has a good one. He says a lot of times that women don't grow up; they just grow old. I actually have a shirt that says that.
Shots fired.
But ultimately, I just because there's women in my life, like my sister, whatever, where she'll let some story slip, and I'm like, I'm the first guy that you've told this to, huh? She's like, yeah. I'm like, this is BS. Well, that's how I remember it. Or it's like a story from like when we were younger, and I was there. I'm like, that's not how it went, but she took the way to actually make herself the hero. So, what to the guys that are asking themselves? Because I have the example of like the horse and the cowboy, right? Okay. So the cowboy and the horse, they're riding through the Old West. And guys, I dropped the link in the Discord, so anyone who wants to come on up. That's in the general. Just hit the link. The horse and the cowboy, they're in between towns on the prairie in the Old West.
Okay.
The horse can just eat grass. It doesn't need the cowboy, right? The cowboy needs the horse because he can't walk from Yuma to Phoenix, right? What if the horse stops and says, what am I getting out of this?
Yeah.
And he bucks the cowboy off and leaves. Men are the horse.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of young men and even men that are in their 30s and 40s have stopped and asked the most powerful question that I think has been asked. And the one bell you can't unring is, what am I getting out of this? What if a woman, let's just say like her son had asked, Mom, what am I getting out of contributing to society and being a man and stuff? What am I getting out of this? What would you tell her to tell a young man? Like what do you think that you can answer that question with?
Oh, yeah. There's a reason why I don't get super frustrated with guys who end up in the MGTOW or black pill territory. Because I understand the line of reasoning and thinking. For me, I actually skip always to the end in terms of outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
Outcomes are always worse when civilizations stop reproducing.
Yes.
When men and women stop figuring things out, and when children keep growing up in single parent households, particularly women. So when men aren't around, when the fathers aren't present, when households aren't nuclear in nature, and the consequences of that in terms of outcomes, are we all going to generally be safer in an environment where you have half the population in terms of women who functionally are so busy with not having children or having children with the wrong men in our speech and dictating so many areas of our lives? Or if they have children, role models, what do those children end up potentially turning into in terms of civilization?
Oh, you're freezing again.
A headache, yeah.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
yeah. So what I'm basically suggesting is, and your assumption.
Start over.
Yeah, what I was basically saying is,
darn. Let's see. Is there
worst outcome for everybody?
Let's see. Can you say the last part one more time? Uh-oh, I lost you.
No, I turned my video off.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, what I was saying is the give up, the indifferent, the I'm not going to play anymore thing is cool, and that
man,
the whole society is it still breaking up?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have my Ethernet cord down here, so that's probably the issue.
Yeah. Anytime you do it, always try and hardwire in because the Wi-Fi we can soldier on through those. So, but try again though.
Yeah. Apathetic, indifferent attitude will lead towards worse outcomes for all of us.
Okay. Let me see. Spacious says, when do we stop caring about society's good? Men have never stopped caring about society's good. Women stop caring, in my opinion, right? Men, okay.
I think they started it for sure.
Yes. Men, here's a social contract. Men were supposed to risk our lives for yeah. Do you have the YouTube on in the background, Jeff? Try turning that off so you're not dual so you're not showing both, because that'll tax your CPU. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay. So once again, guys, men were okay with risking our lives, protecting and providing for our women and children. Women, no, we're risking our lives, protecting the women, children, kind of country, and women were supposed to risk their lives in childbirth. That's how it works, right? Because a lot of women still do perish in childbirth to this day, right? Which is crazy that they let friggin', Nug and Gavin and Nug 11 and friggin' Long Wang shoot up the club. Why? So they walked away from the deal. They said, we aren't going to have these kids. We're not going to marry you. I mean, we're not going to prioritize marriage. But here's the crazy part. Guys, in the chat, who's the most educated and highest earning group of women in America? Snowboard.
Asian women.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Who's the most married and least divorced group of women? Snowboard.
Asian women.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So the whole myth of, well, I have my degree and that's that, and I can't find it. The Indians, the Koreans, the Japanese, they blow that out of the water.
Yeah.
Because they, in their cultures, right, marriage and family is just as high priority as their degree and their job. Try being an Indian chick who's 30 and not married and doesn't have kids. You could be a doctor.
Yeah.
And your dad is like, so when are you going to get married? So they prioritize. Yeah. I work with a lot of PhDs and professionals. All these chicks are all married because they met their husbands in grad school. Of course, they're all Koreans and stuff. But so that whole thing, it's the attitude and the culture of modern Black and white women, because Hispanics still get married too, but they're the ones who were told that a degree, a career, and marriage and children are mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Like you can't do the career. Have you Jeff, question for you. So
I have like 10 more minutes, by the way.
Yeah. When was the last time that we talked about therapy, Snowboard? A while ago, last week, right?
Yeah, a couple days ago. Yeah.
Okay. What percentage of therapists around you are male? And also, because I recommend men, if they do get therapy, right, always get a male therapist. That's just my really.
It's less about the gender and more about the mindset. So my first therapist that I've ever had was a woman, and she was the best therapist I ever had.
Interesting.
And I've had male therapists, because what's the difference between a male therapist who thinks more like liberal women and a base woman there? Like, it's actually about the mindset. It's the equivalent of people who will reduce their arguments to, well, you're a man, so this is how you think, or you're Black, so you got to act this way. It's the same concept with therapy. You got men and women that
yeah, Jeff, we'll have to have you back on, man, because of the connection. This just means that there's a sequel coming. But so question, what percentage of therapists are male?
Funny enough, I don't know, but I know it's not high, and it's even worse for psychologists.
Oh, yeah. Now, really psychiatrists are predominantly male still, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Interesting. Snowboard. Any questions for
yeah.
Jeff? I think we have 7 more minutes.
I did have a kind of a quick question. What do we think about, because we just talked about Asian and Indian women, maybe being a little more traditional in this sense, but what is the correlation between a lot of makeup use? Is that affecting people's brains neurologically, or starting to? Because it seems like there's something could be going on with it.
Yeah. No, dead ass. They're all think of this. There's more chemicals in the food. There's more chemicals in the soaps. There's more chemicals in the hair products and the makeup. Like my mom and my sister and my aunts, and they weren't shellacking all this stuff on their face and all these chemicals, all these skin creams and all this stuff. There has to be, not has to be, because I don't know, but what do you think that there's some kind of I don't want to say correlation, but there's some type of something there where it's the birth can control even the
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The increase in all these chemicals that these women are using. Like, do you think there's something there?
I think there's things in
Darn this connection.
Atrazine. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it's in everything.
Okay. Question for you: have you noticed the increase in diagnoses with college age women and ADHD? It's all over the TikTok and everything. All these girls are all saying they're ADHD. It's crazy.
It was known for years about the increase in anxiety and depression.
Yes.
But now with ADHD, I think it's actually related to how much they're on the phone.
Oh,
yeah. Short-term attention spans.
Look at that.
The inability to be able to pay attention to things long term, maintain mental focus, because if you're constantly looking at things that's rewarding your dopamine system in your brain, relating to like 30-second clips, 15-second clips, 30-second clips, 15-second clips, that'll trigger something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How much longer do you have, Jeff?
About 5 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Look who it is, guys. Look who it is.
Why my girlfriend? Come on.
Here we go.
I was at the gas station.
All right, word. Why did it? Crime. Then that's it. That's all you need to know.
Well, that's not all I'm investigating right now.
I didn't commit a crime. I didn't do anything wrong. So that's it.
Have you had anything to drink tonight?
Nope.
Nothing to drink.
I'm a very dramatic person.
Can I just ask one more question while he's here?
My man broke up with me.
Yeah.
Where do you think any of these agendas or anything are possibly to like push prostitution in the future? Do you think prostitution is going to become a lot more common because
yes,
it saves men time in a lot of ways, and it's actually kind of going to be like worth it to an extent?
All right, I have a meta theory on this, that westernized countries are intentionally being destabilized by pushing all of these agendas to separate families, separate men from women, cause division. And one of the things that potentially will lead in that direction is legalized prostitution.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. There you go. Look at
well,
that.
You got to realize if they've normalized OnlyFans to where people can have links on their actual social media pages, why wouldn't we just go to one more step beyond that, which is now people can just order what they want? Like, imagine going to
you have Uber Eats, but for the 304s.
Yeah. It's kind of like what Tinder is almost.
Yeah. Uber Smash, you know?
Yeah, book your time slots, say what type of service you want, how long you want it to be. Like, somebody's going to do that, man. Somebody's going to come up with it.
Yeah. I'm saying it almost feels like it's being pushed that way. Maybe it's just organic, but it seems like it's
no,
hypersexualized with the makeup, everything on Instagram is, sexual overtones. It seems like we're being pushed that way to be a little bit more of a hoe society, basically, which might not even really be a bad thing.
But the women have been socialized. It's not like that they're doing all the 304 stuff to even compete for men. They're just trying to outdo each other. They're like, you know how like men used to peacock? You know what I'm saying? Or like how the male ostrich does a little dance to get the women's attention. Right? Guys have always kind of strutted and got the cars and stuff. Now you got women doing it to each other to outdo each other to get like the attention for the internet and stuff. You got these girls with these crazy BBLs and boob jobs and this. Guys don't like that. They do it for other chicks. This is the same, guys. Here we go. This is the same as guys that get yoked, like Ronnie Coleman yoked. They don't do that for girls. They do that for guys. When polled, girls don't like big bodybuilders, but guys go, "Whoa, bro, you're so jacked, bro. Whoa." You know what I'm saying? So here we go. This here sums up this clip right here.
Criminal, because I don't do nothing wrong, eh? I don't do nothing wrong.
It's all yours.
This hurts me.
I know.
She cheated on her boyfriend and got the herp derp, and now she's freaking out on the side of the road.
You okay? Nice to meet you.
Squat.
It's okay. It's okay. Just stay right there for him.
Have you had anything to drink tonight?
No.
You have all these voice clips too.
Why don't you just
How long you and your man together?
Not for very long.
Here we go.
But I know that's my person. I fucked it up. It's because I'm psycho.
Oh my gosh. Holy crap.
Look at that guy.
You're drunk. Wow.
Snowboard, how could you, man?
Snowboard,
Got a good heart.
Snowboard,
Yeah.
that's your situation right there.
No, we just are joking about it.
Yeah, we always
okay.
do.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, the
brother,
crazy
you
one-
down.
Yeah.
I'm about to you down bad, bro.
Jeff,
Yeah.
we found out this chick got arrested for arson recently.
Oh my god.
She carjacked an old lady and then ran the car into a school. She has 2 kids. It's great that like we tracked down this chick's entire life. She's the channel mascot. All right, just letting you know. But yeah, Snowboard. Any last questions for Jeff? Because I know he has to go. So, but
no, the makeup question was just I'm almost trying to give women kind of an excuse, saying
Sorry,
like
guys.
maybe a lot of the makeup and things are affecting them in subtle ways.
I'm trying to see
It,
how
it,
this.
it affected their mother and stuff. So makeup has maybe only been popular the past like 70 years or something. Maybe that's an influence that is really hypersexualizing. It almost like a placebo effect. When you put it on, you even feel like more horny and stuff. But it might chemically do something to you as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of what's in air, food is making us physically sicker. Now, in terms of what's in our water, like the atrazine and other like the birth control stuff that's in our water, it is probably probably dropping our testosterone. So there probably is some things relating to like bodily changes. When it comes to mental, I think that's a little bit harder to prove. But I think like what you're saying, it could be a placebo effect that impacts how they perceive themselves. It's like when I get a haircut. I feel like I look 10 times better once I get that haircut. I feel like I'm the man, right? And when I feel like I'm a bum when I got the haircut, it's like I don't feel as good. So that may be some of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just think it's really, really sad that
it just kills authenticity a little bit as well.
But Snowboard, we talk about this. All these far left progressive politics, women suffer the most from. Us guys will be fine, right? All the open borders and the not trying to be political, Jeff. Sorry, but all the open borders, the soft on crime. Once again, anytime that there's a spike in crime, who's victimized? Women are, because we're always the number one victims of crime. The Transformers thing, they're losing their sports and all of that. The whole not focusing on family and children. Us men have all the time in the world. You can get married in your 50s or 60s. They don't understand that as youth focused as they are, your menopause ain't no joke. Guys, father time. Guys, if you get in the octagon against Father Time, he doesn't leave it to the judges. He's knockouts and tap outs. You know what I'm saying? So they're the ultimate victims of all of this modern feminist leftist ideology. They're the victims of us guys. Will be just fine. We will be.
Yeah, they're actually the victims of the sexual liberation movement because they're more single. They are less happy. Many of them don't have children, and they don't have any prospects to fix either of those issues. So the sexual liberation movement, which was their product, this is the results that it's left them with.
Yeah. Do you think that they're ever going to hit rock bottom on the women's side?
Yeah, but not all. But the idea that all of them will admit that, of course not.
Yeah.
Because what are they saying now? Oh, I choose to be single, or I don't need a man. So that cope, some of them are going to keep using that cope until they die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you've been saying it in your 20s,
Have it on their tombstone. Didn't need a man. Died alone, but I didn't need a man. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Tombstone, man. But listen, bro, I really, really appreciate you welcoming me into your space to meet your community.
Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for the positive support for Jeff. Guys, I'll drop his channel.
Thanks for your time.
One more time, guys. Go over and follow him. If you can, in the private chat on here, if you want to drop all of your links, like your Instagram, your TikTok, I can drop those too if you want. So yeah, guys, make sure to follow Jeff's channel, guys. Follow him on Instagram, on TikTok, guys. I guarantee he'll be doing big things, man. You know, I'm just glad that he kind of came over here and, you know, while he's, you know, still, you know, talking to us small time people over here, you know what I'm saying? But you're doing good work, and I think once again that you are able to have the dialogue that needs to be had in a way that men and women can listen to.
That's the goal, man.
Where we see the women listening, and because oftentimes you'll see guys can make a good point, but they can't keep the order, or they can't keep it palatable in a way where they can push through the emotions and get to a woman's like logical, like what logical center they have, you know, and you're adept at doing that. So just thanks. I appreciate that. Then we'll have to do a part 2 because of the connection. But yeah, thanks, my friend. Appreciate your time.
Yeah. And I guys, TikTok and in the private chat, and we're good.
Cool, man. But thanks, my friend. Appreciate you. And have a good rest of your night. Okay.
All right, man. Take it easy, yo.
Bye, Jeff. Take it easy.
See ya.
Snowboard, how's it going, man?
It's going good. That guy's pretty cool. You know what he's like? He's kind of like Mr. Rogers, but to like women. He can speak to them like kids, kind of in a nice, friendly way. And he's not really judgmental about, like, that's the thing with him. He's not really judgmental because he's probably heard a lot of stuff from patients and stuff. So he probably is used to swimming in muddy water, I guess you could say.
I just wish that the connection was better. Next time I'll make sure that he has an Ethernet cord, because guys, if you're ever going to do anyone's lives, make sure that you want to always be wired in and not on Wi-Fi. Because like here, guys, I always have to be wired in because I live in the South, and we get these storms that'll come on through. You know what I'm saying? So let's see, guys. Where can we start back up here? Let's see. Snowboard, man, how you been? Oh, everything's good?
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's crazy hot and muggy out where I am, so I've just kind of been going to the lake across the street, and I kind of been Jimmy Buffett a lot lately.
Guys, you know what? Here, I was gonna cover this tomorrow on a daytime stream, but guys, here, let's do this. Let's do this now. And I will drop the link for anyone who wants to come on up. Guys, thanks for all the super chats. You know, thanks for all the memberships, guys. We're almost at 16,500, guys. So thanks for that, guys. We will probably hit 17K in the next month and a half. Guys, this is a chick. She's a Navy officer, and she's NCO, and she deletes her husband while he's on the phone. He's on 911, dude. Oh, absolutely insane. Let's see. But yeah, unfortunately, his connection was cutting in and out. But like I said, Jeff just cooks, man. He just cooks. He cooks and cooks. You know what I'm saying? He knows a lot, you know, and he knows how to make his arguments. And as I'm telling you, I've some of the panels he's been on, I just start cussing these broads out. I tell you guys, man, I'm telling you, motherfucker, you know. So, but here we go, guys. Oh yeah, sorry guys. Let's do this.
That's the sound of the police.
And guys, I just dropped the StreamYard link, guys. So make sure anyone who wants to call in, guys, go ahead and do that. So
recently, the deputy talked my wife into letting me in the house, and then she locked me in the garage. And when I tried to,
What was that?
he just got me.
Oh, shooting. She's driving. She just shot him.
What you just heard was a former U.S. Marine getting shot due to U.S. Navy officer. On the day of the shooting, police had been to his house twice before he was locked in his garage.
Guys, in the chat, I want to give all you guys a round of applause. I really, really do, man. Because I have the best comment section and chat like on the internet. Guys, thanks for all you guys for supporting, you know what I mean? Like, and also having such a positive reception for Jeff, because he's new to the YouTube social media space. It's crazy that he's taking off the way he is, because he just kind of jumped on a couple podcasts and just was himself. You know what I'm saying? So I think he's going to be big, guys. He's going to be big, you know? So, to kind of, I was talking to him offline to hear about, like, you know, on TikTok, Instagram, you know, YouTube shorts and stuff. Like, he's just, you know, Poor Man's Podcast has covered him. Who else? You know, Mediocre Tutorials, all these bigger channels are, Charles in Charge, they've all reacted to him, you know? So he's blowing up pretty quick, and it's awesome to see someone, you know, that's once again able to be kind of that.
He's like an authority.
Yeah,
in a strange way. He's going to be like a mix of like Kevin Samuels and Thomas Sowell, because he's like very educated, and he's not going to be like on Breakfast Club radio show with these idiots.
Yeah,
he's going to speak to people. If you want to learn something, he will explain it to you in a nice temperament. He's not going to try to own you. I think so that it might get him maybe a little bit less views, but the content that he's going to give you is going to say like, hey, if I really want to make a change and be serious, this is what I'm going to listen to.
Yeah. No, so, you know, actually, I think the bigger thing that he's really doing is, AJ, you said that, you said this multiple times where the B-dubs and black men may as well be completely different creatures or species
different species. Yeah, mm-hmm.
Right. This man Jeff James, he is perfectly illustrating how black men, for the most part, are perfectly respectable, highly respectable men. You know, in contrast, you look at the average, you know, the vast majority of the B-dubs, God,
But even the ones that are like somewhat respectful B-dubs, they're just one wrong word or one bad day away from the ratchetness. I've seen B-dub lawyers, doctors, you know what I'm saying? Just one messed up Popeye's order, and all of a sudden
Streets! I'm a bitch from the streets! I get that money! Bitch, give me what you got!
You know what I mean? Seriously.
Kamala Harris will throw hands. I don't know if she's black enough, but it's true, though.
But, yeah, guys, once again, guys, thanks, you know.
It's good when we have someone in like that to not like joke around way too much, because that guy is trying to say like, hey, I'm trying to actually be pretty serious here.
Yeah, but here's the thing,
we try to have a lot of fun, which is good, but he actually was laughing. He actually was having some fun. He just kind of wanted to stay more serious.
But beforehand, I had told him that that's kind of how our community is. That we're just more lighthearted over here, right? Like when you get tired of all the bitches and hoes and whores, right? It gets tiring, right? So now over here, we just laugh, have fun, because once again, guys, we've seen men with all these negative outcomes, right? And these guys, have you heard me make this example, this analogy? We had a rock quarry, right? And all the men were in the quarry, and you had the big guys lifting the big rocks, the medium guys lifting the medium rocks, and the small guys lifting the small rocks, right? And the women were on the bleachers looking down in the rock quarry, right? And it's 110 degrees. And they had, an umbrella. They had ice cold lemonade, They had some watermelon, some mango. They were doing good. You know what I'm saying? Comfortable seats. And they looked down at the men busting our butts in the sun, right? And they said, "How dare you? We want to do that too." And we're like, "No, you don't. Trust me. No, you don't. You don't want to be out here." Yes, we do. Because we can lift rocks just as good as you guys can. That doesn't look that hard. Yeah.
I am woman, hear me roar, in numbers too big to ignore.
So what happens, right? The foremen go, "Wait a minute. If we let these chicks in here, we can cut the men's pay in half."
Right? Yeah.
And get more rocks lifted. And then if
more
they get
taxes
hurt,
and stuff too.
Yeah. This is great. So they let them in there. And what did these chicks do? They went straight to the heaviest rocks and tried to lift them.
Yeah.
And some of them are still cannot let their ego tell them that they can't lift the heavy and the medium rocks. So they're struggling to lift and then yelling at the men who try and move them out of the way to lift the rocks. Then some of them are saying, "It's too hot. We want to go back up there." And they're like, "Nope. You're stuck." Someone pulled the ladder up. Now you guys are stuck in the quarry. And those few group of women actually realize,
You've been had. You've been took. You've been hoodwinked. Bamboozled. Led astray. Run amok.
Was shot 4 times in the back, all because he wanted to keep his kids safe.
And he said, "She always told her stories about you, me, and I thought you sucked. But now that I think about it, she's crazy as hell and probably did the
so
same."
this is the chick's brother trying to lie and protect his sister who killed the guy.
Same stuff to you.
Wow.
I said, "But I'm sure there's plenty more to the stories you don't know, as you can probably see now." Colin said, "Yep, she just locked me in the garage because I wouldn't talk to her." Then I responded to that, and I said, "If you ever want to talk, I probably know more about what you're going through than anyone since I dated Bree."
Some of the interviews we're about to show you have never been seen before, and they give us a different perspective on how things unfolded after that first.
And of course, she tried to say, "He was beating me." Please.
Yeah.
Oh, that's your boyfriend. Okay.
911 call made by the victim's wife, Bree.
You know what he said too? He said, "Our last relationship was a real mess. It was an explosion with a ton of debris."
Hey-o.
My husband pushed me up against the wall, threw me on the floor, and he started. Your husband's still there? Yes. Are you able to stay in that room until the deputies get there? Yes, but I don't want him to take my daughter. If he's going to throw me around, yourself in the room? You're with your son and he's with your daughter. What's your husband's name? Colin.
Body cam footage played during the trial showed officers responding to Bree's call and first encountering Colin, who was sitting outside his garage. The same garage where he would be shot just a few hours later.
We'll talk to one down here, then I'm assuming it's the wife or the other half. You know?
I'll be right back, guys.
Wife, yeah. We talk to you guys separate.
She's got a shotgun and her pistol in the bedroom with her.
Okay.
And my pistol is on the dashboard of my truck. I'll put it there all pretty for you.
Okay, you stay out here, man.
I'm just opening. There's a little dog running around. She won't get.
Her name's Bree.
Her name's Bree. She's got both the kids in there with her.
Okay. Did you call us?
Yes.
What's going on today, ma'am?
So my husband is trying to take the kids.
What's up, big guy?
He threw me on the floor and pushed me against the wall.
And this all happened today?
Yes, it happened. We've been having issues over since the weekend.
What are the issues about?
Just typical relationship stuff.
You guys married?
Yeah, we're married, but his go-to is to use the kids against me. So
Gotcha.
he's ready to take them to Georgia.
So won't you give me a rundown on what happened during your argument?
All right. So she called you right now because she figured out that I want to take my kids to my parents' house in Georgia. For me, I guess me to have to break from her a little bit of backstory. In March, she tried to kill herself and did inpatient. After she was inpatient, and then she was outpatient group for a while. She got kicked out of that group, and then went back in. Baker acted a second time for suicide. And there she was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Are you familiar?
Yeah, I don't want him taking my kids. I have appointments with attorneys. I don't want him in the house. He raped me over the weekend. I just want
You guys
Yeah,
any
please.
marks anywhere?
Please.
You mind if we look and check? I mean, because if you got any marks anywhere, I mean, you got any bruises or anything?
No, I was today.
Yeah,
He
'cause you're
pushed
making
me
it
up
up.
against this doorway and threw me down on the bathroom floor.
You don't have any redness anywhere? I'm gonna say, 'cause I need something, you know, is it fair? The problem is I got to be able to prove it. That's why I'm asking if you got marks or bruises or anything. Anyway, I need something else.
So next time I'll just make sure that he punches me in the face.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
That's gaslighting.
Did the kids witness any of it? No.
Colin and Bree had been married for 7 years. They had a baby boy in 2017 and a baby girl in 2018. Bree also had a 12-year-old daughter from her previous partner, Hardy, who was a DEA agent. According to Colin, he and Bree had been arguing since the night before because she was watching TV at full volume, and he wanted the kids to sleep peacefully. When he turned off the Wi-Fi to stop her from watching, she put his MacBook in the dishwasher overnight, which he discovered the next morning.
After she had said, "I'll show you vindictive" last night, I thought.
What I missed?
She's just lying her tits off. Like she said that she got graped. She's like, I got graped like 2 nights ago, and the officer's like, well, is there bruises on you or anything we knew to prove it? And she's like, no, but I'll make sure he punches me in the face next time because you're not like helping me. And then she just said that she put like his he turned the Wi-Fi off in the house, so she put like his iPad in like the dishwasher or something.
What?
She's a maniac.
And
it was just like 30 seconds ago, if you want to go back, and because she said it very casually, it was actually easy to miss that.
Yikes, man. You guys remember the one chick with the nose? Remember her nose?
Yeah.
From doing.
Yeah.
I
the
showed,
Requiem of a 304.
I showed a friend of mine that, and like I wouldn't say that he's that he's blue pill, but he was like, "Is this real? Like, what do you not think chicks do drugs or what? Like, what are you talking about?" So
they get the most freebies, so of course they do it. They don't have to pay. Chicks don't really pay for stuff like that too much. They kind of hoe for it, or they're just around it.
Here we go. Hold on, guys. Let's take a look here.
Hey, at least now she's keeping her nose clean because it's infected. She's snoring like pool cleaner.
Oh no, dude! Look at that, keeping her nose clean, man. Oh man.
That's into my DMs, being like, a woman slides into my DMs, being like, "Hey, I think you know my husband, such and such," and I'm like, yeah, I do. Maybe I should do a story time about a man that I met on TikTok and dated. I met this guy.
Please don't.
This filter's working overtime, dude. Look at Look at that.
Cranking.
He started following me. I started following him. Started liking each other's shit. And I was like, this guy's really good looking. He's following me. Anyway, then all of a sudden, his TikTok's gone. It's weird. I messaged my friend. I'm like, hey, can you search this guy? He's like, yeah, I found him. I was like, why did he block me? What did I do to him? I haven't even spoken. Anyway, didn't think anything of it. A month goes by, and he pops up again. So, slid into my DMs, get to talking, bit of banter. I bring it up to him. I'm like, why did you block me? And he was like,
to hide the evidence.
You weren't going to bring that up. He's like, no, I didn't actually block you. Like, I deactivated my TikTok, and when I reactivated it, like, some people were blocked, some people weren't. Happened to work colleagues. And I was like, oh, okay, that's strange. Conversation starts picking up. TikTok moves to WhatsApp. We start chatting there. He lives in a different state. I live in my state. He's older. He's got kids. I've got my kid. I was just like, it was just fun. Just chatting.
Of course she has a kid, right, guys?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Of course. And she's British, guys.
Not surprising.
How much you want to bet the kid's mixed race, too?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
She has,
no.
She has
Muhammad's kid, yeah.
Nigerian Nugs kid. You
Confusion up the yin yang.
Yeah.
Call scammer Nug.
This and that. When I deactivated my
Guys, why won't she get to the point? Why? Hold on, guys. Let's go over here, guys. Guys, we had 100 likes. Guys, let's go to felony TikTok. All right, let's see.
The only
Damn.
thing we got going on is, baby, they finna let felons carry guns. They finna give the felons guns and not give a damn. You see that shit sweet? Yeah, it's gonna go down. The felons is gonna be allowed to carry guns.
He's a white chick doing the B-dub head pat. Look at this.
Talk about an oxymoron there.
Literally speaking.
Oxycontin, yeah,
Right.
oxycontin moron.
Guys, look at this. Instead of the octomom, she's the oxamom, right?
Oh my god,
She looks so
When I
da-da-da.
tell y'all I'm up at 6:30 and on my way to court, I know y'all see my eyelash coming off. Oh my god.
Good for you.
I'm ready. Y'all pray with me. Free my man today.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
Nice.
You let him bond out. Just free him.
What happened with these 304s, dude? Uh-oh. Can't do that. Sorry, guys. That's copyright music. God, look at all these tattoos.
Totally understandable.
She looks terrible, dude.
Hey, can I say something real quick?
Yeah. Please.
Sorry, man. But to everyone here, if you ever have a job and there's a bunch of women, always watch your six. So I kind of gotta give a story to Monday night when I was working. So I just went for a smoke break. Female shift manager, this one female that's a higher up, and the head chef. The three of them are there. I go outside just to smoke my cigarette. And then the shift manager that night, she's like talking to the other female, like asking about like how her legs are so hairy. And she's talking about how she's hairy down there. I'm thinking to myself, man, I just came out to smoke a cigarette. The head chef is like, oh, I gotta go back in. I felt like I had no way of escaping. So when she's about to go back in the restaurant, I go away. She looks at me and she's like, oh, sorry about that, Thomas. I was like, no, it's all right. And she looks at me and is like, I was expecting to see something. I told her, honestly, I don't want a harassment complaint on me. She starts laughing. I'm thinking to myself,
yeah, that's not funny. Yeah. Hey,
no, it's not.
Thomas.
Like a real hairy situation.
Oh no.
You got ambushed on that one.
Yeah. At least I didn't get sniped.
Hey, Thomas, how old are you?
40.
Maybe the restaurant business isn't for you, man. Get your IT certs and work from home and be left alone. guys.
I might need help with that.
Hit me up on Discord.
All right, sounds good, man.
Guys,
Sometime this week I'll hit you up.
Guys, IT, Power Platform, all that other stuff. That's why you see such like a hodgepodge group of people in IT. It's one of the most common places that people switch careers to. You know what I'm saying? You have people who are former teachers, electricians whose backs went out. You have people, but like they can't work any like hard job,
hard labor, yeah.
So they will go and do their IT search and then get into like network systems in engineering or programming or all this other stuff. Guys, I've told those this before. I make good money at my day job, but the majority of my friends that earn more than I do don't even have college degrees. Okay. I know a guy, he makes $300,000 a year. He has no college degree, but he has all this IT certs. Guys, there's so much that you can do, especially as a guy who wants to, work from home and be left alone. Or you work at an IT firm, it's all guys. You know what I'm saying? So I say, guys, if you're tired of your workplace, guys, look into getting your A+ cert. Look into doing cybersecurity, even though cybersecurity AI is taking over a lot of the lower level stuff.
Skynet,
but Power Platform. Do your basic? Was it Azure or was it AWS? Was it the Amazon one? You know what I'm saying? And just get in at the ground floor, and you're ready or get your CDL and drive trucks, and be left alone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because guys, if you're tired of these women at work, go to where the women aren't, and that's IT, that's hard, trades. You know what I'm saying? And be left alone. Because I worked in restaurants all through college, so from like 19 to like 28. You know what I'm saying? Never again. And I like it too, but like I still have not, guys. Working in a restaurant's the most stressful. Like, other than obviously being in combat or any type of hard labor job, it is one of the most stressful jobs there is.
My only saving grace with my job, sorry to cut you off, AJ, but my only saving grace, wherever I'm at in the restaurant, inside, I'm already surrounded by like male coworkers. So yeah, if the female try to make a false accusation, and they still listen, then I might have to leave. It's like, hey, you saw I didn't do anything. I'm just doing my work. My time comes, boom. Like Tatsu says, ninja vanish.
Yeah, it's true.
Currently sitting outside of the county jail, where I have to go inside the jail.
Transit, AJ.
I don't know how this thing fit in this car. I'm kind of amazed.
Thank you.
What is she talking about?
The man who robbed me at my job at Pew Pew Point because he has decided to defend himself instead of getting a lawyer. So because the man who has burglarized my job on multiple occasions at Pew Pew Point and threatened me multiple times thinks that he is effective counsel for himself, I am legally obligated to go into the jail and get questioned by him.
You got Israel.
Absolutely terrible and miserable for me to go to work for months on end because I was constantly looking over my shoulder, wondering if I was going to get robbed.
Blah, 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 blah. She's probably working at friggin' Popeyes or something.
She looks like the woman from Deuce Bigelow too.
Yeah, you're right.
That's a huge bitch.
My name is Shannon. I know I'm not pretty. I know I'm not popular. I know I don't have millions of followers, but I
No, you're not.
need your help. I'm a student at American.
Look at this filter working
Even,
overtime, dude. Guys, talk about PS2 graphics over here. You know what I'm saying? Look at that.
Intercontinental University. I'm currently in my last class.
Yeah.
And my graduation is in August. I recently lost my job due to a misunderstanding.
The lie detector determined that was a
I'm
lie.
stuck trying to figure out how to come up with tuition so I can graduate with my class. So let me tell you a little bit about myself.
Of course, yes. Hurry, go fund me here, please, man. Guys, any of these people don't ever let anyone guilt trip you into donating anything at all. Because I'm black, they always do this whole you did you forget where you came from, guys? We all know what I say.
We're out here building a new nation for black people. It's time for you to start paying some dues, nigga.
Yeah. I second that.
I'm not giving you shit.
I'm 38 years old. I'm a small towner from eastern Kentucky. I'm a recovering addict.
Of course you are.
And an ex-convict.
Don't say.
Must be heroin.
I decided to turn my life around. I knew criminal justice was for me.
Irony.
Oh, man. It's either going to be
my
criminal
wedding on your wedding day. It's a free ride. As you already said, it's a good advice.
Yeah. Got one hand in my pocket and the other smoking a crack pipe.
Mess.
Oh, damn.
This is not just my goal. This is my dream. I know many
Plus,
of
he's
you
begging for help to get a useless degree.
know the infamous Sade Perkins and that she started a GoFundMe. People are actually donating to that person.
Shut up.
Go to a street corner.
Yeah, there you go. There's always OF.
Yeah.
There's always OF. Someone will pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Some
So,
Kentucky
mans
trucker will
ends
be all
up
about
getting
that.
So let me get this straight. If
Oh, please. Here we go.
Jesus.
Ew.
You know what? Hold on, guys. There you go. How did I get on Fent?
Oh, man.
Wow.
Well, guys, let's find out.
I gotta say something about my scarf being on. You're anti-black because it's raining outside, and I really don't need an explanation. But yeah. Anyway, a lot of
You're a junkie. What are you talking about?
people have been asking me what started the addiction. Like, how did I get on fentanyl? And I would just like to say,
You just snorted some.
Yeah.
I have a few ideas.
Right now.
that so it started with, like I said before, I had really bad insomnia and I was on Adderall for about 10 years.
10 years.
And so I started smoking weed. That was the first thing to stimulate my appetite. But an ex-boyfriend of mine, he gave me my first hydrocodone, and I really liked how that felt.
It's the boyfriend's fault, right?
The anxiety and the racing thoughts kind of went away. So I liked those, and I took those from time to time, but it was never an addiction. Like, I could take one.
I just took them all the time.
Not take one for months, weeks, whatever, and move on. But eventually, even after that relationship, I got hooked up with this dealer, and he was giving me Percocet 15s, the prescription.
Yeah, and we all know what she was using to pay for them, right? You know what I'm saying?
Shoot the club.
We all know how she was paying for it.
Y'all want to ask
Yeah.
me what I'm doing? I'm outside home.
Ones.
It's ironic because that's the perks of having a pussy.
True. Yummy.
And like, I can take them and go however long without doing.
I think I'd rather swim in that one river in India than with these 304s.
The thing about it is, this chick's not a bad looking woman, though. You know what I'm saying? But she's a junkie. Look at her. You know what I'm saying? You know? The Lord knows that she probably has a friggin' high five with a herp derp or
Yeah.
Look, guys, look.
Right?
She's a stripper. Or no
No surprise.
That's the Sims. But yeah, she's not a bad looking woman. But guys, never, ever, 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 ever deal with a junkie, guys. Ever.
don't.
Any of these addicts
No
or
way.
any of this, don't. No way.
That felt all the anxiety and the racing thoughts kind of went away. So I liked those, and I took those from time to time, but it was never an addiction. Like I could take one, not take one for months, weeks, whatever.
Yeah, because you
and
couldn't
move
find
on.
it.
But eventually, even after that relationship, I got hooked up with this dealer, and he was giving me Percocet 15s, the prescription ones. And even then, there wasn't an addiction. Like I could take them and go however long without doing it and come back to it, and it would be fine. But one day I went to him and he said, "Hey, I don't have any 15s, but I have these 30s." And I was like, "Well, hell, give me that. That's stronger." Took that the first time, it made me really, really sick.
Hey, you know what, guys? Talia says she's all. Hey, guys, once again, guys, I get out the vibranium condom. I mean, I tell her my name is Snowboard.
You tell her it's my name.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
no problem. Yeah.
I smash and then.
Who is this guy?
I don't know.
And I'd be out of there, man. You know, couple hashtag couple nuts and go, right, guys? You know,
Pump and dump.
Yep.
Yeah, didn't like how I felt off of it, but I took it again the next day, and it felt great. It lasted like 10 hours. I was like, this is lit.
Jesus.
But eventually, maybe like in 3 days' time, my body was addicted. I found myself like heart palpitations, sweating if I didn't take one.
Selling her body.
Eventually it affected working. It affected me wanting to go out with my friends a lot. It was a lot that was going on with that. And I was hiding it from my closest friends and family. Nobody knew until it got really bad. And it got really bad when one of my friends, she was like, "Hey, instead of eating them, you can smoke them." And once I started,
and now she's
Her
hooked.
304 friend.
Now she's hooked.
Yeah.
She's been converted.
Yeah.
Guys, dude, once you start smoking pills, you start shooting pills. That's
cooked.
like once you start smoking Oblivion marching powder or injecting it, you're cooked. Cooked.
Smoke
smoking
rocks.
the little M30s is when it was really bad. I couldn't go maybe more than 2 to 3 hours without hitting one and doing what I need to do. And so eventually I meet this amazing guy at where we worked, and he wants to be with me, but I have this big secret that I'm hiding from him. And it became too much. He figured it out pretty quickly because he's not stupid. And he was like, "You have a problem, you need help." And I wasn't ready to admit that yet.
Yeah, of course. As if, come on. She was like,
How dare you?
I don't
right?
like this.
God,
Yeah, she's like, "Help me
worse
get
than
more
it
pills."
was. I was lying to him about where I was going. I was spending my money on everything.
Spending his money on everything.
It was just,
Yeah.
it was too much. And eventually I came clean to my parents. I told them I have an addiction to these pills. Come to find out they're fentanyl. And yeah. So pretty much if you're taking Perk 30s, then there's no Perk 30s out there that aren't fentanyl. So I would
She's lucky to be alive, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna say she had an
Jesus
addiction to
Christ.
something else.
Look at the crypt keeper
Yeah.
over here. Listen.
Just a quick update.
Oh, here comes the
Crypt
music.
keeper.
My husband overdosed last night and went into cardiac arrest.
Oh, I
And
didn't
you're
put
making
that.
a video about it.
Yeah.
Freaking 20 minutes later.
Hold on.
I need help because I don't know what I'm doing.
How about you speak up and use your outside voice? Ugh.
Right?
Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Don't do drugs or you'll end up like this.
Ah!
Oh,
No!
Snowboarder.
Look
man.
at that. Look at that, guys. Guys, you didn't see this. I mean, well, actually, guys, You remember back in the 1920s and 1890s, guys, they would actually prescribe opium and stuff.
Yeah, from the farm.
Yeah,
yeah.
You guys remember on Tombstone, Wyatt Earp's wife? I mean, yeah, she was a junkie. She was always drinking the thing,
morphine or something.
Yeah. So she was drinking liquid morphine. Yeah. So
because they used to prescribe. I mean,
Just take that to get hold
back then that worked for a lot of things. Hey, your back hurts. This hurts.
Yeah.
This hurts. Just have that. So like they, it did actually. It kind of works. That's why they would sell it so much.
Yeah.
Was it in small doses too?
No, you get a whole bottle of it. Like big whole bottle. And codeine and other like they're really even if like
well, it was
not
morphine,
really a way to
and then back then it was morphine. They didn't wait. Hydro was it? What is codeine?
All those other things probably came out in
they're more powerful.
Maybe 90s.
Powerful. Codeine is. Hold on. Where's Wikipedia at? Hold on. Okay, it is. I know the name of it, but
that's what the other
it's
addicted to.
It's methylmorphine. So it was discovered in 1832, but then wasn't used until the 1900s, until later. 1900s. But now the stuff like Oxycontin, man, Oxycontin's way stronger than all of those. You know what I'm saying? Man. So roxicodone or Oxycontin. Yikes. Guys, don't do drugs, man. Don't do drugs.
It was gonna be okay for a root canal, but it took too long to get back in, and so now it had broke down and it looked like a shark tooth. He filed it down.
The dentist said
lumberjack that.
Yeah.
I can't afford implant. I can't afford, they won't do a crown anymore. I can't afford a bridge. And I can't afford to get all my teeth ripped out my face and get dentures because that's just what I want at this point. I'm done.
Oh yeah, this is the one chick. Look.
Hey guys, there's so many fucking great comments. But this one I picked specifically because there's a lot of new people here, and so I do want to explain a little bit deeper into my story about how I got on this path. And that is, my husband and I were alcoholics. He got pancreatitis. He was hospitalized for 4 months. Within that 4 months, he had 8 surgeries. During that time, when he got sent home,
Is that
with
bait?
a lot of fucking pain meds.
What's that?
Is that bait?
No, it's like some type of thing to keep the blood flow going to her nose.
Oh,
it's like
damn.
A forehead flap, so it's getting blood from her scalp and then going to her nose.
And then shortly after that, they pulled them from him. Now, this was back in
Oh, I thought you just
2015.
had
Since
elephantitis.
then, obviously, laws have changed and things have changed. This was like
Oh my God.
really?
Disgusting. No, guys, she did so much Bolivian marching powder that it messed her nose up. So, Jesus.
These are uncovered, unmarked marks. For anyone that's going to say anything, yes, I'm an addict. And yes,
Shooting up in her jugular vein.
Jesus. Wow.
Surprising if she's still alive.
Yeah. Scoring and things that they go away. Yes, they're track marks. And yes, I'm an addict. But it doesn't bother me anything negative anybody would have to say about me. Believe me, I've thought it about myself already. So
Liar.
really nothing that can be said to me from a stranger is gonna bother me.
Here, let us try.
Yeah.
Keep telling yourself that.
Yeah. Say this, girl, stay on track.
Yeah.
Don't get derailed.
Tell her she's a goddamn whore.
Tell you guys, I'm sure that we could come up with
needle.
something.
Yeah.
Right, guys? I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That video of me is from February of 2017.
Ugh.
Even my
so she just got her neck tatted to cover up all the scars.
voice is so different. Like the pitch
No surprise.
is different. Everything about me now is so different. What's
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
not different is I still
Someone
don't
wiped her up.
care what strangers have to say about me.
Disgusting. Anyways, we'll do one more, guys, and then we'll
Facts.
Ooh, meth head stories.
Okay, in honor
Nice.
of
Look at her teeth, dude.
today being 6 years, 7 years, I don't fucking know, sober off of meth, I'm gonna tell y'all one of my stories. TikTok, don't take this down. This is awareness. This is do not do drugs awareness, okay? All right, so let's set the scene. It's me, my boyfriend, my best friend, and her boyfriend. There was some, okay, and then, okay, so it was us four. And at this other house was our friend. It was a guy. And then 3 girls that me and my best friend, we had beef with, okay? We had beef with them. Well, this guy calls my best friend and is like, they're at my house. Y'all pull up and do what you need to fucking do, okay? So my best friend calls me and is like, let's go. Like, let's go run this shit. And so I'm like, okay. Keep in mind, one of the girls is probably like 90 pounds. So I'm like, let's think of some names. Hold on. Okay, let's say the girl's name.
They ran a train on her.
And you all can't fight, so what are you talking about? Like, I love how the girl's like, we're gonna we'll roll out. You guys can't fight. You know? It's just so crazy. They're just gonna pull each other's hair. Now there was that one girl that bashed the chick's head against the ground, and then and the girl had to learn to walk all over again. Yo, that's some gangster stuff, right?
Right?
Me, Macy, and Haley. Haley is like 90 fucking pounds. And so I'm like, I have Macy and Haley, you get G. And so we're like, okay. And so the guy sends us, hold on. And so I'm like, okay,
Of course she has
I
kids.
got
Yep.
him and, well, I got Macy and I didn't figure out the names. My son came in here. I got Macy and Haley, and you get G. And she's like, okay. So her and her man come to my house and get me and my man. All right, keep in mind, the guy that's over at the house who's setting them up is giving us all the information. Like, this is where they're sitting. This is my address. Pull the fuck up and do your thing. Me and this guy were high school, like, best fucking friends. Like, grew up together, best friends.
You
but
think-
when you're on dope,
But a meth head would tell the story faster, right?
Yeah, I
none
know.
of that matters. None of it.
Time is not their
So
friend.
anyways, we
Yeah.
pull up to this house, me and my best
I
friend.
mean, she
and
needs a
our
better
boyfriend.
methodology.
And
Yeah.
Just making a real meth of it.
Yeah.
in the living room, like,
Here,
ready,
here.
like it's about to go the fuck down, ready. Like, we done hopped ourselves up, listening to some fucking Boosie and Kevin Gates on the way. Like, we fixing to come in here. So we get there and we walk in. We don't knock. We don't do none of that shit. We walk in and there's nobody there. Okay, so we're looking room to room to room. Nobody is there. We're walking around the house. Nobody is there. And so fucking, we're thinking, oh my God, this boy done set us up. You get what I'm saying? Because, you know, like, crackheads are crackheads, whatever. Like, we're thinking the absolute craziest shit. Like, we're like, he done set us up, you know? And so at this point, we're like geeking, like, we're freaking the fuck out. We're like, he done set us up, you know? Like, we're supposed to come in here and fight these girls and nobody's here. You know what I mean? Like, we done walked around the house. The shed in the back of the house said, I can't say that. Pals.
Trailer.
Everything
Park
that we can get our
trash.
fucking hands on. Like, I even took this girl's makeup, like fucking anything we could get our hands on. And so we're throwing it in the back of the car, throwing it in the back of the car, throwing it in the back of the car. They had this tray that had all over it, and I grabbed the tray and I fucking frisbee throw that shit into the fucking woods. And like, we basically just turned this guy's house upside down because, like, in our heads, we're like, you have set us up, like, you're setting us the fuck up. Okay, so we get everything we can, we put it in the trunk, fucking, we throw all this shit, we basically wreck this motherfucker's house. And so we dip, like, we fucking leave. And he calls, like,
why is one eye half closed?
5 minutes later, and he's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And so we're like, fuck you, motherfucker. You done set us up. You know what I mean?
AJ, real
He's-
quick.
We went to the
I think that's the case because one eye sees into her past, one sees into the future.
like we went to the store, and so we're like, no, you didn't say none of that. You said that she was sitting on the couch. They were all sitting there like this was a setup. Like you were trying to set us up. And he's like, no, the fuck I wasn't. Like we went to the store, but we're crackheads. We don't give a fuck about none of that. And so then he's like, I'm calling the police. And I'm like, call the police, motherfucker. Like, you got warrants out on you. Like, if you call the police on us, you're going to jail, bitch. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. So, anyways, we literally...
We're trying to make sense of your story.
Like, we just robbed him. And I ended up sending a picture of the girl, I think,
Jesus.
Haley, yeah. I ended up sending a picture of Haley's makeup, and like I had done a full face, and I'm like, your makeup works so good, like just talking my fucking shit. Me and her are actually really, really good friends now. Because I'm like strong the fuck out of my mind. But anyways, so don't do meth. Don't do drugs, kids. Like, what the fuck? But yeah, that was the time that me and my best friend at the time, that's a whole nother story, robbed
Her talking, I felt like I lost brain cells.
Well, she doesn't have any left, so
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I think I just lost some though. My bad.
And then put the music on. I found this morning my laptop was missing. So I'm looking all around the house for it. And finally, the dishwasher was running all night. Put my fucking MacBook in the dishwasher. It's a $2,500 computer. And then
it's unfortunate.
Cut me off from all the credit cards she has control over. She's the primary breadwinner in the family.
And is she like, was she allowed to go? Like, did you plan on her coming?
No.
And he's in grad school for like electrical engineering or some type of engineering or something at Johns Hopkins. That's how smart he is.
That's a lot of money, yeah.
Yeah, that's how smart he is. But he's such a dunderhead that he's with this shit.
I didn't plan.
Yeah.
Okay, you're just gonna take a break?
Yeah.
And they're your kids, right?
They're my kids.
Okay, y'all are married, had kids.
Married.
They're your blood.
They're both of our kids, and then I have a stepdaughter who's probably gonna be here in about 45 minutes from school.
Okay.
And my stepdaughter is fully hers legally, and her dad lives in Alabama, but he doesn't have any legal control.
Of course not.
Taking the little kids because they're yours, but if you take my 12-year-old, I will.
Beta male?
It's not healthy for the kids to be around it. She's made repeated comments to the kids, the 3 and 4-year-old, since today.
Well,
so the police are coming to save us because Daddy hurt Mommy. First of all, I didn't. Second of all, you don't tell a child that.
Sure. Was at any point in time did he get physical?
I told you I tried to grab my daughter last night, and she got physical and stopped me. So I backed off at that point. That night of allegation is the last thing I need. They're right here.
The bags.
What bags? Oh, they're in my truck. I'm not leaving the kids with you.
Any reason why she would say maybe that you did batter her?
Because she has borderline personality disorder, and it's a textbook thing for people with that disorder to do is make false allegations.
I get marital property, man. There's nothing I can do about your laptop, your truck. Pretty much the situation that I've seen from my experience for this is going to happen is it's going to be who crosses the line first.
So now they come back.
Indeed. What can I do for you? I'm Deputy Lynn with Nurse County Sheriff's Office.
My wife won't let me in my house.
Okay, is this wife?
Yep.
Okay, can I talk to you over here?
Can I have my daughter, please?
Hey, can I just have you wait right there for just one moment, okay? Not right now. Hold on. Just one second. We'll get this figured out, okay? So what's going on, Lisa?
She's got mental health stuff going on. I was trying to leave for Georgia to get a break from her for me and the kids earlier today. And then she called you guys. I was talking to you guys. She took my photo ID, all my access to money and everything.
Okay.
And then took the kids inside and locked me out. So they're locked outside in my driveway
Okay.
for the last couple hours.
Do you live here?
What's that?
Do you live here?
Yeah, we're co-owners. We're both.
Okay.
So I've been on the phone with family advocacy through
Okay.
the Navy and all that most of the day. So I haven't cared that I'm outside
Okay.
until she came outside with my daughter on the porch screaming. So I came over and she gave my daughter to me. She didn't make her stop screaming.
You guys,
So is it legal?
are you guys still married?
I mean, for now, yeah.
It's still legal and it's common property.
Yep.
What's yours is hers and hers is yours, unfortunately.
Yeah, so she's not allowed to stop me from entering my house.
If it's your house and you still live here, by all means, you got to enter your home however you got to enter your home.
Yeah, so she's allowed to change the locks, and I'm allowed to break a window. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not telling you to break a window. If you want to tear, I mean, it's your property.
He had been in contact. Well, he had been in contact with my command.
Okay.
So he said that there's allegations of emotional abuse.
Okay.
So obviously, I don't want him in there.
Okay.
Him and I arguing in front of the kids. So I
Okay.
locked him out.
I don't know if you overheard what I told him. It's his house too, right? He lives here too. So we can't lock each other out of the house. I mean, if we do, he's got every right to enter the house.
There you go.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. And same thing, if you change the locks, he's got every right to get in the house. However, he's got to get in the house, okay?
Okay.
If he lives here, he's got property here. For the betterment of your daughter, whatever you guys got going on, you got to put aside for the kids. You see
Well,
what
I
I'm saying?
agree, but he told me not to talk to him. So
Okay.
I'm not going to let him in the house if he's going to come in and start arguing.
But at the same time, that's leaving the child. I mean, that's kind of leaving the child out here fend for herself. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. So
Okay.
Look at that. She's a demon,
Okay,
guys.
But,
Yeah,
I mean,
just
I can't
fake
stop him from
agreeing
going inside
to
the
get him
house.
out of
It
her
looks fine. I
face.
just wanted him
She looks like a demon.
Okay. So it says you got his wallet and his driver's license. Do you know where those items are?
How do you not know where they are at your house? Yeah.
You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, run amok.
You removed them from his truck earlier?
No, I took
Okay, because
my American Express.
those are personal items, okay? So
Right,
being as those are personal items, not common shared items, okay? You know, if we're taking them from them, that's a theft, okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense? So if we've got those items need to be returned. I'm just gonna tell you that, okay? That's a fair warning. All right, so can we agree to let him in so he can bring the kid inside and she can get cooled down?
Yes. So he's not going to harass the kids.
No, he's not gonna bother anybody. And if he does, you can give us a call. We'll come back out here, okay?
Yeah, right.
All right.
Watch the combat.
She's currently got me locked in the garage because earlier she broke both of the big doors, and then when I came out here to fix it after getting in the house earlier, she locked the door behind me. And then when I tried to
What was that? You just got me. Oh, shooting somebody. She's driving. She just shot him. I just heard 4 shots.
Yeah.
Sir, are you there? Somebody there? He's not answering. Mr. Turner, I don't know if you can hear me, but I've got help on the way for you.
It was already too late. Bree had shot Colin 4 times, and he had already passed away. There was nothing anyone else could do now.
Wow.
Bree hid the gun behind a toaster in her kitchen and came out of the
Burn in
house
hell,
with all her
Bree.
children through the back door, which is when the neighbors found her and went in to check on Colin.
Come here, partner.
He went in to check to see if he's okay.
Where, here?
No, over here.
Okay. All right.
And I didn't check a pulse to touch him, but
Where is he?
He's right in the garage.
Can we open this?
217. Get EMS in here.
You think?
217 baggy signal 7.
Where are they saying who ran in the back?
Hold on. This is definitely a little off. Come here, sweetheart. It's okay.
Here's the thing. Why
You're treating her like
is
gold.
she not on the ground? in
Yeah.
cuffs?
Yeah.
Yeah, this pisses me off.
I'll get EMS come check her out.
This is all an act now that she's acting.
I just want him to be
Liar.
Yeah,
Lie
right.
detector
Yeah.
determined that was a lie.
Look at that. I just want him to be.
Yeah.
Okay, after she shot him 4 times. So.
How long do you think her
Sweetheart, come on,
sentencing will
let's
be?
go.
Say again?
How long do you think her sentencing will be?
Oh, I already
She's
know, guys.
gonna get like 2 years.
Yeah, guys, how long do you think her sentence is going to be?
Come over here. That way we'll get EMS to check you out, make sure you're okay, okay? Come on.
Check him out, not
Come
her.
over here. Come this way. Come on.
my oldest
Where-
daughter.
where's your kids at?
That's my oldest right there.
Okay.
She's 12. Her dad's name is James Hardy Joyner. He's in the DE.
Imagine how those kids are gonna turn out.
Yeah.
And my other
Right?
kids, sure, have a seat. They're 4 and 6.
You're like a Chucky doll being this broad's kids.
Kids in the house?
No.
Shit.
With the neighbor. Any other? I have nothing. Thing on you that I need to be aware of? Nothing. He was dead. I saw him and I tried to help, but he was dead.
Sure.
That was a lie.
Let's not talk about that right
Stop
now.
the
okay?
cap.
My kids don't have a dad or a mom now.
Whose fault is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. For right now, we're just gonna do this for right now. Okay?
Sorry, this is pissing me off.
Yeah.
I'm a murderer.
Ah, she said it herself.
Yeah.
She said it herself, guys. Cook.
Let her rat herself out.
No, you should arrest me. I killed my husband.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I just shot him. Maybe he's not dead. He should not be dead.
All right, go ahead and have a seat in the car for me, okay?
And this is how
They're four shots.
this is how in their feelings that
Yeah.
they get that they think that they're perfectly justified in doing this. And guys, luckily he was on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they can really, really understand this. But guys, I guarantee there's still women who'd be like, "What drove her to do this?
Yeah.
What drove her to do?" Someone says, "Why did they not cuff her immediately?" Pure evil. Yep.
Listen to me. Ma'am, go ahead and have a seat in the car for me. It's easiest if you just sit your butt down first and switch your feet inside, okay? Can you do that for me right now? I appreciate you. We'll get this figured out, okay? I'm going to let you know as soon as I know something, okay?
He's dead.
Listen to me. I'm going to let you know as soon as I know something, okay?
Crocodile tears.
Just twist around, feet inside there, okay? Now listen, I'm going to crack this window for you so you can get some airflow, okay? Do you feel like you need EMS to check
Don't
you
do
out?
that.
Hello, Mr. Jinx? I'm sorry, Mr. Curtis? Yes, sir. All right, we're on Jinx. I'm sorry about that. That's all right. Do you have the 3 children over here that belong to Bree? Yes, okay. They're here. Are they okay? Can I put my eyes on them real quick? Yes, you're going.
All 3 children were at home when Colin was shot. The 12-year-old was severely traumatized by what had happened and couldn't
wonder
stop
why.
crying when the neighbors took them in at Bree's request. Even before the shooting, Colin had texted Bree's father, her ex-boyfriend who was the father of his 12-year-old stepdaughter, and her command. Moreover, Bree's own brother was on a call with her when she shot Colin, which we'll come to in a short while.
I think the oldest saw it. She's in there crying and upset. He said, okay, I was going to say that's what I was going to ask, but she saw it because she's in there crying, bawling her eyes out right now. He says that she brought them over about 5 minutes ago, no more than about 5 minutes ago. So I don't know which one of the children saw it. The 2 little ones aren't crying or upset, but the 12-year-old, 13-year-old, I think it is, she's obviously upset, so she's obviously seen something.
Hey, do you need some water or anything, ma'am? Do you need some water?
No, let her suffer.
You still okay back there? Are you getting enough airflow through the partition? I asked her any questions. I told her I don't know anything so far. She just keeps saying, I shot him. I shot him. Okay.
Yeah, don't answer what you told me on the floor.
Yeah.
She was fine. He was fine when I left. He went and I watched him go into the house. I waited. I sat out here with my calories on. He went to the house. They closed the door, and I said, okay. I was going to supplement off of 104's case number because he's already got a case number.
To ensure they weren't missing any details about the shooting, detectives interviewed Bree's ex-boyfriend Hardy, her brother, and the neighbors who were the first to check on Colin.
I answered, and I said hello, and she said, you need to come get Kylie. And I said, okay. I can't remember if I said I'm working or something to that extent, but I think she interrupted me. And she said, I just shot Colin. You need to come get Kylie. And my response, because the only thing I could think of was why. And she said, I don't know. I don't know what happened. You just need to come get Kylie. And so I said, okay. I said, okay, Bree, just relax. I'm on the way.
And she called again and said she thought she was going to need me.
Oh, this is her simp brother who's trying to figure out. Look at this guy.
He looks like Andy Dick.
Look at this guy.
Come. And they said just send me your flight info. I was heading home. I thought I was going to have to book a flight to go down there to watch the kids or help her with recovery. She was very upset. It sounded like she was being assaulted. She said Colin was hitting her and kicking.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
And
exactly.
I was, telling her to get out of the house, and she said that she was afraid not only for her but for the kids. And I'm like, I don't know if you'll hurt the kids. Get out of the house and protect yourself.
And have you ever known her to have
Can I say something real quick, please?
or any anger issues?
This is pissing me off. This should happen because if the roles were reversed, instant denigration. But because a woman killed a guy, it's like, oh, we'll take care of you. This and that. This is making my blood boil.
Yep, happens all the
Treating
time.
her like
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Yep.
Anything like that.
When we're not together, so I don't really want to talk about that unless I have to talk about mine and Bree's prior relationship.
Did she ever talk to you about the issues between her and Colin?
No, I stayed out of their business really. When we would call, just casual talk of, hey, how's things going? Like, oh, Colin's at home and he's going to school, and I was like, that's good. But she never talked to me about their personal issues or anything that they were going through as far as their relationship.
Okay.
I was almost here. I was actually on the Garcon Point Bridge, and I saw her phone number pop up, and I thought it was probably one of you guys with her phone trying to reach out to me for. That's just my first thought. So I answered, and it was Bree. She said, "Are you with Kylie?" I believe, and because I was kind of shocked it was her, and I was like, "No." I was like, "But I'm almost there." She said, "Is he dead?" I guess referring to Colin, and I said, "I don't know, Bree." I said, "How are you calling me right now? How are you on your phone?" She said, "I'm using my watch." And I said, "Where are you?" She said, "I'm in the back of the police car."
And at some point I did hear Colin's voice, and that's when she said she was being hit. And I'm like, just get out of there, run away, run away. And then I heard gunshots and the phone hung up. I don't know if it hung up or it fallen and broken. I don't know. She was no longer there. I called her back a couple times. She didn't answer, and then I called everyone in the family. I was driving to the airport. I pulled over on the shoulder of the highway. I didn't know what I heard. I mean, I knew what I heard, but I didn't know what happened, and she hung up.
So as the text it said, "Hey, Bree's losing it. She ran my laptop through the dishwasher last night because I turned the Wi-Fi off. I'm planning on getting out of here with the little kids, but she's already told me she'll press charges if I take Kylie with me. I don't know what you can do legally, but I wanted to give you a heads up." So I responded to that text and said, "Damn, dude, I hate that. I'm not sure what to do, but thanks for the heads up. I was really hoping she had gotten better."
What happened last night that you remember? She came running out from the backyard saying, "Call the cops. I shot my husband with our 3 kids."
And who is she?
I don't know her name, but she was the one that shot him.
Mm-hmm.
She and her 3 kids just came out crying from the backyard saying she shot her husband. And
What does she look like?
she had like red hair, and she's like kind of tall.
And what'd you do after that?
I called the cops, and then my parents came outside. I went to them and told them, and then they went down to the house.
I texted Colin and I said, "Everything okay, man? She always told her stories about you, me, and I thought you sucked. But now that I think about it, she's crazy as hell and probably did the same stuff to you." I said,
"No shit.
I definitely had my down days and did my share of wrong in the past, but I'm sure there's plenty more to the stories you don't know, as you can probably see now."
Right.
Colin said, "Yep, she just locked me in the garage because I wouldn't talk to her." And I said, "If you ever want to talk, I probably know more about what you're going through than anyone since I dated Bree and was with her for years." I didn't actually text that, but that was what I was insinuating. I said, "You were able to keep her happy a lot longer than me, and you somehow have been able to get through to her more than I ever did, because they have usually been a pretty good couple as far as I know. And nobody ever really knows what goes on the other side of the house, as you know, in the line of
Yeah. What do you guys think changed? She's probably in her mid-40s, and all that BPD and the menopause. You know what I'm saying? And he is cooked.
So
it was clear that Bree wanted to create a narrative in
Yeah.
which Colin was an abuser, and she was being tortured every day. She even lied during her interview, claiming that Colin was physically harming her when she shot him.
So he was,
of course.
Big ears. Look.
I talked to a lot of people tonight. Okay. I feel like your voice is the most important.
Of course you're gonna say that. Kiss my ass.
And said nobody would believe me because I was a crazy bitch. I didn't want them to see it.
You are, and we don't.
Exactly. Let's comfort her, but she's a woman.
I told him that I wanted a divorce. So he was just trying to take the kids. I blocked it for some reason. I think to talk to him.
You locked him out for some reason, and that was the
No,
top.
I locked him out.
Kill him.
He was in the garage. I locked him out. I don't want to talk about it anymore.
No.
Daddy.
You made your bed. Lie in it.
I killed Colin.
Stupid.
I know you did something. I know you did.
You know you
trying
did.
to figure out why. Threatening you or
Crocodile tears.
See? Look.
He's dead.
See?
No
She
shit.
asked, was he threatening you? And she can't lie to her dad. So see how she's not giving him a clear answer?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he is.
Yep.
I'm sorry about that. I'm very sorry. Well, we're going to be involved in figuring out the process. I guarantee that. We have to talk to Teray. God, I don't even know if they know you. You know, I'm really pissed right now, Bree. I'm very mad at you. I know you're going through a terrible thing, but Jesus, this is so uncharacteristic. Why?
The lie detector determined.
Why did you bring a gun? Was he going to hurt you?
Bree was sentenced to life imprisonment for first-degree murder, and her reckless actions left their 3 children parentless. It's never
life in prison, guys.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good. That was like Florida, it looked like.
Good job, Bree. Stupid bitch.
Hey, language. No.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, just no B words. No B words.
All right.
No F bombs. You know what I'm saying?
My bad.
Guys.
It's just that this really hits me hard.
It happens all the time, guys. I think Friday is going to be tomorrow. I'll be live on 50304. We'll probably do Crazy Moms.
What time?
10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern,
as usual. But it'll be on the second channel. So guys, go over here and subscribe. Let me drop the link. Make sure that you're.
Hey, AJ.
Yeah.
Sorry about earlier again. It's just that stuff like this, it really angers
No,
me.
you're all good, dude. Yeah. Because I'm just extra careful because there was a time where it was like the Quartering, Better Bachelor, a whole bunch of channels got strikes all at once. I think that was back in April. So guys, once again, in the Discord, we can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
And on YouTube Live, guys, I actually think that I'm gonna start streaming over on Rumble and on Twitter too.
Crumble, you mean?
Yeah. Oops, my fault.
I remember what you said that one time.
Yeah. No, I did it. But all right, you guys. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.
All right, see ya.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.